know how. You can't stop it now. You can't stop it now. You can't stop it now. 'Cause you don't know how. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah, take you like a pill. Am I fill you like a pill to get my fill. No, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep, never say you're sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah, take you like a pill. Get my fill.
I'm left behind, obeyed the lies, but always a gone. You're for me at the bottom line, I lie afraid. Are we in the same place? Falling. I'll be the wake-up call, I'll be the sun you're days are gone. You fool me at the bottom line, I lie afraid. Are we in the same place? Falling. I'll be the wake-up call, I'll be the siren. It's nothing personal, but don't try to fight it. I should have known, I would have known, I didn't know the answers. Break it down, fade it out, I'm calling on a broken telephone. I should have known, I would have known, I didn't know the answers. Break it down, fade it out, I'm calling on a broken telephone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Greenplay Podcast. My name is Sean McAcklin, and I'm joined by Nick P. To my left, and to my right, it's Brad Crabley Crab. This is episode number 68, I think. 67? Something like that. We're close.
I don't even keep track.
We're close to nice.
We're close to very nice.
We are.
We're close to nice. You just own episode just like nice.
This is the episode in the aftermath of the Extra Life
As I
event.
yawn.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Recovering is still happening. It was a long
It is.
event.
Not for me, but for you guys. You guys
Yeah.
stayed for the whole 25 hours. I was there
25
for
hours because I'm pretty sure that the people at Extra Life purposely put it on the weekend that
Probably.
daylight savings is happening.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways, that was fun.
That was awesome. That was a great day with a
Yeah.
lot of people. You know, we had a bunch of friends who came by for part of the event. A lot of people who stayed for the whole event. I think Ethan ended up saying we had at one point like
I made
12
a new friend.
people here.
Met Steve for the first time. That
You
was
haven't met
great.
Steve before?
Nope.
Neither have I. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I met him back when Ethan was in college. Cool guy. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and we raised just under $1,800 US.
Damn. You guys are crazy.
So in Canadian dollars, Ethan.
That's over 2,000.
So are we going to get to shave your head?
Nah. The
No.
Shave
deal
your head
was
off.
US, so we
So,
came short of that goal, but
Close,
we've
man.
passed our previous goals every year.
What's
Yeah.
what's last
so
year's?
next year?
Last year our goal was like $500.
And we hit over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
And this year we got 1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, to everyone who donated, like
Very
thank you
much
so
appreciated.
That was
Like-
that was huge.
Jeez.
We
What did
had
you
a
guys
lot
end
of
up
big
doing after I
donations.
left?
More games.
Yeah, what did you guys play? Like, talk about that.
When did you leave?
I think he left around like 10,
No.
11.
Yeah.
He left after pizza.
Yes.
And after pizza, we did the raid.
I left before you guys started the raid, for sure.
What were we doing before? Because I remember we
I left,
finished-
I left in
kinda-
raid setup.
We were kind of at we did the one shot. We kind of we ordered the
you
food.
were playing COD.
We kind of dicked around for a bit,
Yeah.
waiting for the pizza to come.
I think I was just doing like strikes or something in Destiny,
Yeah.
and you were playing COD, and then we did the raid. So, yeah, I guess we can. Well, do you want to talk about what we did? Well, you were here first.
You
or do
guys,
wanna
you guys
talk-
can go ahead, and I'll talk about what I did after.
Okay, so we did the new raid in Destiny 2, Garden of
Yeah.
Salvation, which is the raid that
A
came with
lot of
Shadowkeep.
throwbacks to Destiny 1 of that. That
Yeah,
was
the
great.
opening area is literally the last mission in Destiny 1.
Oh,
Black
shit.
Garden, because it's a
So
Black
cool.
Garden. It's the Black Garden, which
Okay.
is a big area that was at the end of the campaign in
Yeah.
D1.
It was so cool. It was really
So-
cool.
Yeah, the raid overall was a lot of fun.
It was great.
We did it with Andre, Nevin, and two randoms. One of which
You didn't get Matthew or
Oh,
Matthew was
Joe,
too
or-
low of a level, and Joe ended up having to do other stuff, so he couldn't make it.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
One of our randoms was a little too vocal in our comms.
There's
about-
also a little.
what does that mean? Too vocal.
He also
every
had
time he was
trouble.
being like shot or dying, he would just clog the comms over callouts about, "Oh no, I'm getting shot! Oh no, I'm dying! Oh no, no!" And he's
Aw.
British. "Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!" all
Poor
the time.
guy.
And I will say, because we had to part at during the final encounter in the boss fight, we had to split into 3 teams of 2, and he was in Andre's team, and Andre has the patience, like for somebody who gets very heated in
Yeah.
video games. Man, he held his composure, and was patient as hell with
when
this
it comes
guy.
to raids, Andre's patient. Like
yeah,
you don't
Sherpa
understand.
Andre is way different than like normal video game Andre. He's like way less toxic and way more friendly. It's it's polarizing to see it.
If the raid was PvP,
Oh, Andre'd be like first second, like Andre's fuming, as he
Yeah.
would say, he'd be malding.
Yeah. That
He
was
what?
Mad and balding. It's called malding. I don't know
Malding?
where the hell he got it from,
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
he started saying
But
it.
yeah,
He's got me
like,
saying
the
it.
raid was Garden of Salvation is a really good raid. Like everything like leading up to it was great as well, and the whole like doing the divinity puzzle quest was cool too. You know, the tethering stuff and all that.
Yeah, so like the main mechanic in the raid is using this tether where you'll shoot a box in various areas of the map. It'll bring a tether that connects to your character, and then you have to connect it with other characters to solve puzzles by either connecting it in a certain way or lining it up with certain objects to set stuff off. And you have to do this in almost every single encounter, including boss fights and just room encounters. And you also have to do a bunch of these to solve this puzzle to unlock the exotic weapon that's also in the raid. So
Mhm.
overall, a very cool mechanic, but did become a little frustrating in the boss fight.
Oh my god, yes.
Because-
who was the boss? What was the boss?
The boss is a giant minotaur. I forget his name.
I can't remember his name. What wasn't it? Was it the soul mine?
something like
The
that.
physics,
Yeah.
because the Undying Mind is the like the season boss.
Yeah.
Like that's who you
And
fight.
I think
at the end.
Undying Mind is a Hydra, I believe.
Yeah, and that's a Hydra. I can't remember. But yeah, basically in the final encounter, it's a giant. You're kind of like the main area is kind of like this like arc, like half circle-ish kind of like platform. That each platform kind of like disappears over the course of the battle.
Okay.
So there's a big giant half circle, and each like there's squares that disappear on it.
Okay.
And so every so often you have to build new squares. So me and Evan were on Bob the Builder team, so we had to build the squares.
Bob the Builder.
But the
team.
only thing was that like 99% of the tiles could be built by 2 people. Some needed 3, but if they needed 3, we didn't touch them.
Okay.
So the issue is that
You just platformed around them like you didn't.
yeah, if anybody got too close to us while we're building, the tether would break off to them. So then it takes
Because it just goes to nearby people.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no like way of aiming it. It's
Okay,
just if you're
okay.
in the area.
So yeah, it just kind of got a little frustrating when like some people were just like on the wrong side of the room when me and everyone
True.
trying to build stuff, or like on the wrong
True.
side of DPS phase.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have, because basically the way the boss works is you'll clear ads, then he has 2 crit spots that you have to shoot. And when you shoot the left one, the left portal will open. You shoot the right one, a right portal will open. You send one of your teams in. They have to go collect motes, bring them back, deposit it. Then the next team goes in, and you do that for the left side and the right side. And then when they come back, they have to go and bank motes. So you've got one team clearing enemies, and they're trying to keep them off of these 2 banks where you
Sure.
bring the motes in. You've got the team that Nick was in, the Bob the Builder team, who's going around building these platforms that are being deleted by the boss. And then you've got the other team going in and coming out of the portal to then go bank. So you have all these people running around trying to do their job, but like sometimes they need to get to somewhere to go bank their motes, or they need to go stop these ads from getting to the bank. But Nick and Evan, who were our builders, would be building, or they needed to build, but the people were in the way, and then
Yeah,
you
it's
have like
just-
issues.
It's
So
like pathing.
you need a lot of communication to be like,
Uh.
okay, we're about to build here, like don't come here, or don't build yet, we're coming to bank. And you
Yeah.
have to have a lot of that, because if not, then
It's-
somebody's going to run through and get the tether messed up. And
Mm.
for the most part, it went well, but like I said, we had one guy who was just kind of, again, like we're all new.
Like
so
he ran
we didn't-
between the boss's legs to see what would happen.
Yeah, he was just,
Like
It's
what do you think?
amazing. I would do that.
but then he would clog the comms saying, I'm in
Oh.
between the boss, I'm in between the boss. And we're just like, please. But
Yeah.
we eventually did it.
How long did it take you guys?
The whole run, like 3 hours.
You know,
Nice.
there was
Yeah.
a lot of that raid made me think back to Destiny 1. The first encounter, the first room is the final mission in Destiny 1, and the whole like orange and red like
was
area.
very Atheon boss
Yes.
fight. Yeah, the
Yes,
Vex and
that's
the Mars
exactly
portals.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Wait. I don't remember this.
Do you remember the raid we did 2 years ago at Extra Life here in Ethan's basement?
We did a raid.
We did a D1 raid,
The Vault of Glass.
the Vault of Glass,
We've
and
done
it
that?
was the 4 of
Okay.
us.
Okay.
And in the final boss fight, it was the same kind of mechanic. There are 2 portals you open,
Yeah.
and one team goes
Oh, I
through,
remember
one
this.
team stays behind to
Yeah,
kill the
yeah,
Vexes that are the
Yeah.
Vex Harpies. But in that one, you have to go pick up the shield and stop yourself from getting where like your screen was turning black,
Oh,
you were
right,
becoming
right.
blind,
You have
right?
to kill the oracles.
You had to
and
kill the oracles. So it's the same kind of thing. You have 2 different portals,
Ah.
one on each side of the boss, and you have to go through just different mechanics when you get through. But
Yeah.
it's very reminiscent of the Atheon fight. And Vault of Glass to this day is still
Still,
viewed as one of the top
yeah,
raids that Bungie's ever made. So
The
that's
first
definitely
one they
a
made, too.
compliment. Yeah. Definitely a
It
compliment
was
to
good.
Garden.
Garden Salvation was really good. Now it's gonna get you to do
The
yeah, the-
year 2 raids.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's Last Wish and Crown of Sorrow.
Yeah.
Crown of Sorrow, you can don't prioritize that one so much. Last Wish you should do.
Oh, Last Wish I want to do so bad.
Did you guys have fun?
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Also, that has got to be like one of the most beautiful areas that Bungie's
Black
ever
Garden
made.
is full of evil but beautiful.
Yeah, like just the skyboxes, the scenery, like a lot of overlooking like huge areas.
Damn.
Typical Bungie stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
It looks
This-
really good.
Then
I will say I'm jealous.
Of hey man,
Rating.
once you figure out your computer
Yeah.
situation, download New Light and we'll do a whole bunch of shit with
Yeah,
you. So
definitely. There's a lot of FOMO.
yeah,
'Cause I don't
That's
know.
the
I
thing.
like cooperative. Working together and
it raids
trying
is
to-
a lot of that. It's all
Yeah.
communication and teamwork. So, and then we also did the dungeon.
well,
you wanted before that?
I should talk about the dungeon from Destiny. Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah. So we also did the new dungeon that
Me,
came out on
Brad, and
Tuesday.
Andre.
So yeah, the 3 of us did it. And this one is a Hive dungeon because it's from Shadowkeep, so it's expanding on what the Hive has been doing deep down underneath the Scarlet Keep, and lot of fun. a lot of hard areas, especially when we were going, because we also were doing the exotic quest for the Xenophage,
Mm-hmm.
which is a new exotic LMG, and in that part you had to go to one room, which was like 980 light. The highest you can get is 950 before you do the artifact stuff.
Yeah.
But we died so many times in that one
yeah,
room.
luckily we never had to reset. If you had to reset, I would have been like, oh, that's so dumb right now. But like, yeah, that was ridiculous because like the mechanics in that boss fight, the boss can only be damaged if you had a buff for your damage. So there are 4 buffs you can get, one for kinetic, arc, void, and solar. And unless you had one of those buffs active and one of those weapons equipped, you cannot damage the boss. So if you had the solar buff and a kinetic weapon, you weren't doing any damage. So you need the solar buff and a solar weapon to do damage.
True.
All while you're being attacked by tons of ads, and she can kill you in a second if you get into her sight. It was intense.
We eventually got it. Got the worst exotic in the game, probably.
Yeah.
The Xenophage is trash, but we got it. Maybe they'll buff it one day.
The actual dungeon, again, beautiful. Just like Shattered Throne, which was the first dungeon they did back in Forsaken. Just gorgeous area. Very, very open space. Cool mechanics throughout the dungeon. I don't know which encounter was my favorite, though.
I really enjoyed the wave defense.
Wave defense was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was fun. The unlocking the first door, like the giant like cliffside room, I felt was cool, but like so spread out that like it took forever to do.
Oh, with the 3 different orbs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ogres, man. The 3 ogres, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one encounter where like you have to unlock a door, and it has 3 locks. There's 3 doors, and each have the exact same locks. We have to put a key in each door to unlock all 3 doors. All the while being chased by 3 invincible ogres.
Just
who
running
have
after
like
you.
who sprint like faster
Yeah,
than
they
any ogre I've ever seen,
sprint.
and they shoot their eye beams that just melt you.
Yeah.
So you have like these little tunnels that you can hide in and basically hide from them, and you basically feel like a mouse hiding from like
That's cool.
a fox or something. That's like it keeps popping into the different holes or ready to hunt you as soon as you come out of your home, and you have to like work through these tunnels while killing ads to dodge them. So that was very very fun, but also goddamn I hate those ogres so much.
That took the longest to do just because it was like we died so many times.
Yeah.
We didn't know what the 3rd door was for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then
and the death timers are also super long. In
like
dungeons,
45
40
seconds.
if you don't get
Ooh,
revived.
that is brutal.
Yeah.
But overall, like played a lot of Destiny, got a lot done.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'd be closer to my Izanami's unlock, but
What's
one,
that?
it's the exotic sniper in the game, probably like
Okay.
the best kinetic sniper. One, the quest is bug, and 2, the forges are on random daily rotations, and the forge I needed to beat the date that I needed to do wasn't there that day.
Yeah. But it's today.
Yeah, as soon as I get home today, I'm doing
It's
my one
today.
run. Then I gotta keep doing more runs so I can do my solar and void kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a super powerful sniper, and what you can do, it's got a 4 bullet magazine, but you can absorb all the shots in the magazine into one super powerful
Nice.
shot that does increase damage.
I like
so
that.
yeah, it's super good.
Dope, but yeah.
Um,
I also saw you guys playing some Apex Legends, or at least you and Ethan.
I tried.
What happened?
It kept
Oh, yeah,
not loading.
Your computer has issues
Yeah.
with that game.
So I didn't get to play Apex. Ethan and I played a bit of the Overwatch Halloween event.
Right.
We also played some Rocket League.
Nice.
Myself, Ethan, and Matthew, which was a ton of fun. And I'll say this again: Rocket League is, I feel like, so much more fun when you're playing with people who are equally as bad as you. Because when you watch competitive Rocket League, people are freaking nuts. They're flying like it's not even a car game; it's literally a flying game. Like the aerial shots, the aerial game is insane.
Yeah.
Me, I cannot hit shit in the air to save my life.
Same.
So as long as I'm playing with everyone around me who's that bad, you just have the most like random goofy shit and like everything. But we also did have some very like hype like passing plays and some pretty
Nice.
awesome goals. So that was a ton of fun.
And how about you, Nick?
And this guy was freaking playing COD.
I played the new Call of
So
Duty.
jelly.
It looks so good.
It
I saw you sniping the other day. I was like,
Dude, it
"Whew,
was
I need
really
to
fun.
play this
So
game."
I finished the campaign in that game.
Nice.
I'm
How
gonna
is it?
say it flat out. It is straight up like, unless they're redoing like the Modern Warfare storyline, it's straight up a fucking prequel to the COD 4. Like straight up
COD 4.
Damn.
to COD 4. Yeah.
Modern Warfare.
Like the
original.
campaign for
Okay.
that, like the
It's a prequel to that game?
it like if unless they're doing a different storyline, like I don't know, but like literally there are so many like hints and teasers elements that like you hear and see in the campaign that would be like, oh, you're from COD from Modern Warfare. You're from COD from Modern Warfare. You're from COD from Modern Warfare. It's like, and then the last cutscene's like, it's basically a prequel.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, but like that was pretty cool. Like it's either like they're legit like gonna reboot the storyline from Modern Warfare. Like this is like that what happened before the events of Modern Warfare 1, right? Like the 2007 game. But in terms of like the game, like the campaign is they said they're going for like a more morally gray route, and like
How'd you find it?
there were some moments where I was like, I see what they're trying to do there for like, here's your like, oh shit, this is really bad what you're doing. With some moments where it's like, it's just an action game, right? Like in the first level, you drop white phosphorus over top of a facility.
Okay.
And the game makes you do it. So like you're doing this yourself, right? Kind of thing.
What's white phosphorus? Is it something that burns really hot?
Yeah, it's basically like this, just like instead of like a bomb, it's like just like, because a bomb would basically like, well, it's still like a bomb, but like what it does, it drops a very incendiary like chemical all over this piece of like wherever you go. Think of napalm.
Sure. Yeah.
But it burns with great efficiency. It will burn through anything. And like as you're walking through the facility, you see people just like on fire, still alive, like crying for help, right?
Oh.
And then it
It's
goes.
really talked about them pushing it.
And then it goes to scenes where you're like having firefights in and around civilians, which is like,
that's fucked up too.
especially when like you're in a civil, urban setting, you have to discern who is a civilian and who is a terrorist, right?
That's messed up.
It's like you're kind of like quickly trying to like figure out who's who, right? And it gets to parts where like it gets to a torture scene, and you can choose.
You can choose to torture.
I knew there was a choice because I saw this guy at one point. I couldn't fully see the screen, but I could see like a bit of the screen and him sitting there. And at one point, you started like making some sounds like you were having trouble thinking about something. And I looked at him and he was just grabbing his face, staring at the screen. I was like, I wonder if there's like a decision he has to make. So that's what it was, wasn't it?
You capture this guy, and some other character finds his wife and child, and you're forced to bring the wife and child to the door of the interrogation room, and you can choose to enter if you so wish. If you choose to enter, you are then given a gun.
Oh no.
And you have to aim it at the family.
What the fuck?
Damn.
I won't say beyond that,
Yeah.
because there seems like that can go multiple ways, but I was like, holy shit, I could actually pull the trigger and see what happens here. But I was like,
damn.
Yeah, it was pretty
I'm
cool.
not holding back.
And then there's also scenes where like you play as a flashback of one of the main characters of the game, and it's her town in Urdekistan. Is that where they take place in? I can't remember. Some sort of Middle Eastern town, and the Russians come and basically chemical bomb it. And so you're playing through as a child, like killing Russian soldiers, like very poorly, obviously, but like wearing a gas mask. So you walk through town, like seeing people cough to their death.
Jeez. So it sounds like the campaign's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it can get
Got
like
that M-rated.
Yeah.
Well-deserved M-rated.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, there's that, and then I played some of the Spec Ops missions. One mission that me and my brother managed to play through most of, because other
Spec Ops: The Line?
no Spec Ops missions.
Oh,
Do you remember
okay.
Spec Ops mode in
Modern
yeah,
Warfare 2?
yeah,
Modern Warfare 2? Yeah.
So I didn't really enjoy
Those were
them. I
great,
thought
by
they
the way.
were too expensive and too long.
Oh, interesting. How long
Because
did it
like you
take
get this giant wide open map and multiple objectives, and I'm just like, can you just like give me like
A narrative.
straight line?
So it's more like a mini open world kind of do your own thing sort of.
yeah, and I was like, can you just give me like a straight line to go
I feel
through?
you. Yeah.
Just give
But-
you more COD experience.
Yeah. So the first one we played, like we had to like go find intel from like commanders, and then we killed them. We killed like 8 of them before we move on to the next objective. The next objective was like go across the entire map to the stadium and disable jammers. And there's 5 of them, and after every one you have to face like a fucking huge wave of enemies. Like, when's this gonna end?
Fair.
Yeah.
Right? And eventually we lost. And I was like, okay, screw it, go to the next one. This was taking way too long for a Spec Ops mission. I just didn't want to deal with it. And the next one we played was like hijack a plane. No, not hijack a plane. You have to get on top of a moving plane, like enter one.
Yeah.
And then remember the mission Mile High Club in Modern Warfare 4?
Yes.
Great mission.
The exact same thing.
Okay.
Oh,
The exact same mission.
did you have to like slow-mo at the end?
No, what happens is that you have to go take a bomb off the plane
Yeah.
and parachute down with it.
Okay.
That's not the end of the mission though. The end of the mission is trying to get the bomb out. I'm like,
Okay.
can we just like
Yeah.
move things along quickly? Whatever. Yeah, I didn't enjoy them that much.
I remember there was a Spec Ops one in Modern Warfare 2. It's like a snow level and you're on skis, maybe. I don't know if that was Spec Ops or
Modern Warfare-
campaign.
Yeah.
I'm playing Ski-Doos. Remember at one point,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was it.
Modern Warfare campaign, you're actually on a Ski-Doo.
Yeah.
But apparently like the ones that I don't know, they just didn't feel good.
Okay.
Like I didn't enjoy them.
Yeah.
And then on to the multiplayer. It's probably the best feeling kind of multiplayer since like Black Ops 1 and 2. I can't attest to like Infinite Warfare, but it definitely feels better to play than like Advanced Warfare, better than Black Ops 3 and 4, better than World War 2.
Do you mouse and keyboard or controller?
Mouse and keyboard. I'm not a pleb.
Excuse you.
Anyways, obviously you always start off level 1 and you can't unlock your create class like level 4 or 5. And the way you customize your guns in this game and create your classes, especially the gun part, a lot more in depth than previous games, and you can do it like midway through matches, which I fucking love so
Nice.
much.
Yeah.
So like you have your gunsmith. I think we talked about this before when the beta came out, and me and you played it, and then we kind of just talked about it a bit. But basically, you have your gun, and you can go to the gunsmith to like put on up to 5 attachments, and you can have any of those five attachments in any of the categories on that gun. So like muzzle, underbarrel, optics, magazine, stock. There's a whole bunch of them. Like I can't exactly remember, but like then there's like 18 different attachments you could put on. And they all do different things. They all have their bonuses and negatives. And
You can also get perks for certain guns, I think.
yeah, also there are some perks that used to be in previous Call of Duty, like sleight of hand is not a perk you can pick like as your perk class perk.
Sure.
It's a perk you put on the gun.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So only that weapon gets it.
Interesting.
So
Which I think is a good way of balancing some of the more
Yeah.
OP and like meta perks where like
Yeah,
everybody would be running that no matter what their class
Yeah.
was because it was so
I would always run
impressive.
sleight of hand because it just
It
feels
was so
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
what I'm really glad with, it didn't bring back the dumb pro perk system. I'm like, thank you. That was
Yeah.
so stupid in Modern Warfare 2.
I don't remember that.
Basically, you could like,
perk?
if you use the perk enough and completed its challenge, you would then upgrade to its pro version.
Oh right.
Which is a better version
Yeah,
of what it already did.
So like marathon and Modern Warfare 2 was have increased sprint
it would
duration.
be
was it
unlimited.
Pros Unlimited?
Pros unlimited.
Yeah.
So and then like sleight of hand was like you could reload faster, and sleight of hand pro was zoom in faster, which made everybody a quick scoper in that game.
Yeah.
It was a cool idea, but it wasn't thought out enough to realize how abused.
Marathon
it would
Pro
be.
was fun time though.
And then like
It's throwing knives.
Commando Pro was like increased melee range of base version, like no fall damage for things for its
How do you
Pro
remember
version.
this?
Do you remember the glitch with the care package in Commando Pro?
yes.
Where you would basically like throw the care package, but it wouldn't, or you would do something, but you wouldn't actually throw the grenade you get,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
smoke grenade.
Yeah.
You'd be able to have it out as a weapon, but you didn't actually throw it yet, and your character would run so fast with this thing out that your torso would be hunched over because like I guess you were running faster than the game was coded to like have
Sure.
you, and you just run around just meleeing people from like super long range.
Yeah.
Just like people would literally just be sprinting around the map like hunched over, just like stabbing everyone. It was the stupidest thing. And I think it took them like a couple weeks to fix it. So there were a
Yeah.
few weeks where there was just like people.
Yeah,
like,
it was
sprinting
ridiculous. There's
around.
the whole like javelin explosive
javelin
too.
glitch,
The
models.
Yeah.
You know, they had their fair share of fun but busted stuff.
Really quickly, one of my favorite Modern Warfare 2 memories was on High Rise. I got the Barrett 50 cal, and I remember like spawn killing the enemy team through the black
Oh.
window.
Just shooting from one building across the whole.
No,
roof.
I was on the top of the map. There was like a building in the center.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would one of the just a memory
Yeah.
from that game.
So yeah, for this Call of Duty, yeah, like I am enjoying it. There is one broken gun right now. It's a 7.25 shotgun. It's got really dumb range and really powerful shots for like a 2-barrel shotgun.
Sure.
It's like fair, but like I don't want to die from
Is it a
like
slug or is it?
I'm
Okay.
not sure. I haven't used it
Okay, so if it's a
myself.
slug,
I
it
just
might make sense.
don't
but
care.
fair.
But yeah, I am enjoying the game. The gameplay feels great. The only thing that sucks is that the maps aren't the greatest. There are Call of Duty has its design for maps where you have your 3 lanes,
Lanes,
right?
yeah.
And you have like
They want to funnel the fighting.
yeah, and they have a couple paths between each lane, right? So these maps have like some of them have like the more their standard 3 lanes, but then like have like 12 connecting paths between each lane. So there's like
It's very. So I guess there's CQC and
no, like there's the 3 lanes, so one left, middle, right,
Yeah.
and usually there's like 2 or 3 paths between like each lane that
Okay.
connect them, right? Like,
Normally,
side
yeah.
to side, except for, like the back.
Mm.
In this game, there's like the 3 lanes, but like 10 paths in between the
True.
right and middle, and 10 paths between left and middle. So it's like
Fair.
you get lost easily. Don't know where anybody's coming from.
Fair.
It's like it's very
Probably
I feel like
really
you're
easy
always
for
being shot in
campers.
the back.
Yeah,
probably.
remember the beta that cave map?
Yeah. Oh, I did not like that map.
I hate it so much because like, if you weren't inside the cave, on the outside of the town, you had no idea where anybody was because there was like so
Yeah.
many vertical levels to that map and
I
so
think-
many buildings to go into. I was like, I don't know where to go, where to look.
I think that's the thing that bothered me more than the lanes was the elevation.
Yeah.
So like in a lot of older CODs, you'd have like your standard. If somebody was shooting you up, they were on a second story building, right? Like it wasn't. Whereas this one, you're like walking on like a cliffside. So you've got like 5 to 6 different elevations that are all relatively close to each
You have to
other.
know all of them.
So yeah, and it was really just hard to figure out where you're being shot from, just because there were so many different elevations that people could be at, and I just didn't enjoy that map.
Yeah, I don't enjoy most of the maps. I feel like
That's unfortunate.
a multiplayer game's longevity relies on how well your maps are, and
Hell
if
yeah.
most of the maps aren't that good, I don't know how long I'll keep playing. I'll keep playing as long as I'm having fun with it.
Here's a question: do you not enjoy them because you haven't learned them, and because if you
I
took
don't know
time,
if
could
I've
you get
learned
to
them.
enjoy them?
In past CODs, I would be able to jump into a game and know the map like
Fair.
after like 1 or 2 games. And
just-
this
and
one,
you're
I'm
not
just
getting
like,
this feeling there.
even after 8 games on map, I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So if I haven't learned them yet, they're pretty difficult to learn. And I just don't seem to me playing the game enough to actually learn them. I just want to
enough.
hop in, play
Yeah.
a few games with my brother or some other people that have Call of Duty, and like then hop off because I don't see myself playing consistent like I do play Destiny or League of Legends.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is your weekly COD update. That's not gonna be a thing, by the way. I just felt like saying
It is
weekly.
now. You said it was.
I want to
Alright.
mention really
Every week.
quickly at Extra Life one thing that I did.
Yeah, of course.
This guy over here ran a D&D one shot that
Oh,
we
yeah.
both
We
played
did.
in.
Yeah.
We did.
He DM'd it, game mastered it, dungeon
I
mastered
hope
it.
you guys both enjoyed
Dude, it
it.
was so much
I had
fun.
a lot of fun. It was
a lot of
actually
fun.
like my first D&D experience in
You got really fucking lucky.
a long time. Yes, I did. I got super
So
lucky.
the way I run my one shots is that, well, for the first, at least for
Can I explain it? Can I explain
Sure,
it? Okay,
if you
okay.
want.
So Nick, he does this thing in his one shots where he has like and correct me if I'm wrong, he has like a table, right? And he assigns like a bunch of these different random perks to these tables, and they're all sorted based on rarity or power level something. He
Yeah.
has common, rare, legendary, and then
Epic. So it's common, uncommon, epic, legendary.
okay, so he's got rarities and all these different perks. At the start of the game, you got to roll one, and depending on different things, you got to roll on this table. It would give you, and you would get these perks. You ended up getting a perk that was
Yeah, so
hella
my
busted.
first roll,
You got to. So
I got in the 10%.
You got below. So the way I did it was that between 10 and 19, you got a random legendary. Between 20 and 29, a random epic. Between 30 and 39,
No, it was 10 and it was 0. Or it was.
I'm not done yet. Hold on.
I think he's right so far.
I'm good. I know my own
'cause
system.
I got a legendary.
I know you did, but let me explain it. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. So between 30 and 39, you got a random a random uncommon, and with 40 up, you got a random common. But if you roll between a 0 and a 9, you got to pick and choose whatever perk you wanted. That's what you roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
You roll between 0 and 9.
And you ended up taking
Yeah.
a perk called Double Take.
Ignore the guy who thinks he knows Nick's system better than Nick does.
Double
Yeah.
Take
He took double
Yeah.
take, which makes his spells go off twice.
makes all of his spells activate twice, which is freaking insane.
Which was amazing because I was a
'Cause you-
sorcerer.
and he carried the boss
Yeah,
fight with
that
all
that,
that
that thing
damage.
alone like carried me so
Yeah.
hard through the
I will
boss
say
fight.
one thing I want to like kind of apologize a little bit for, and also tease you. I kept like trying to poke you as in character as game because I knew it would make you uncomfortable.
Oh, I will say right now, I love the combat. This isn't a knock against anybody who does it because kudos to them. I can't do it.
The RP.
I
Yeah,
can't
fair
do
enough.
it. And
That's
it's
alright.
I do not it's not like I don't look down on anyone who can do it. I don't know, it makes me feel awkward. I don't know why.
Fair.
And then maybe that's an issue that I have to do. But like when you and Robert were trying to talk to me in character, I'm like, just stop talking to me, please. Especially Robert, because his character was like the most
Oh
over
my
the
God.
top character.
Robert's character is always like that.
I will
though.
say he played his character very well.
You know, we
Robert
always-
Robert was a beast at RP, but like I just wasn't
You weren't into
willing
it.
to
That's
feed
fine,
off
man.
of that, and then he just kept talking to me, and I was like, I just kept being like, my character ignores you.
Here's
Shut
a
up.
question, just as a hypothetical. Do you think over time, if you kept playing the game, you could ever? Because okay, and maybe sometimes. Okay, yeah, that's my question. Do you think you could ever role play?
I don't know.
Because you did a little.
Hey, Ethan, you just
And I
died
was
right
super
there, by
proud
the
of
way.
you for doing that.
When I talk to you,
Yeah, you answer some questions in
Yeah.
character that I feel like, or we had some conversations in character.
If I did, it'd be very light, probably.
Yeah.
I would never be able to do what Robert did.
Well, never say never.
Okay. It's very highly unlikely that
Currently.
I'd be able. Yeah,
Yeah.
currently that I could see myself getting into character as much as
Fair.
like Robert
Fair,
or
fair,
even
fair.
Mackenzie would.
Fair.
Well, that's why I tried to make the combat part like the longest and
Mhm.
like the best
Yeah.
part of the
No,
thing.
and even then, that's not like a knock on your game at all.
no,
Because
no,
that's just something that me personally, I've got to either get comfortable with or just, I guess it's just not for me. But aside from that, like, it was still fun watching you guys do it. Like, I didn't like when
See,
Robert
that gives
when
me
Robert
hope
was
because
talking to you, I didn't feel like uncomfortable. It's just when I had to engage in it, I was like,
I liked Cameron's character and his Ouija.
yeah,
I kissed his shield. That was hilarious.
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
I'm just kind of happy and sad that Robert took like pact with the fiend or whatever for his warlock, and I'm like, well, you couldn't tell me that before, but I guess I'll make it up on the spot. So I basically told his character to like just kill them all at some point. His demon pact was like just kill them all.
His little midget character.
His little gnome that I almost tried. I tried to drown him, but you guys got out.
We killed him at the end.
Yeah, we did. We always kill Robert at the end.
So Mackenzie died. Unfortunately, he
Yeah.
got absolutely
Beheaded.
decapitated.
Because my
Yeah.
character, my boss had a Vorpal sword, which means if I roll a nat 20, immediate beheading.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. That's
We all hoped that it was Robert's character who died. So to make us feel better and get over the loss of Mackenzie, we ourselves killed Robert after we were done.
But I let you
I
guys.
just killed. Honestly, I didn't care about.
Who was it
Mackenzie.
who delivered the killing blow?
It was Cameron.
It was Cameron.
No, you to Robert?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
Cameron killed him. That's right.
Because
Cameron did double damage. Yeah.
Because for somehow he got the most. He rolled a weakness, which means he takes double damage from a certain damage source, and then he rolled to take double necrotic damage, which was all the damage Cameron's character did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had also had some necrotic damage in my.
So it's
Yeah.
it's just the perfect storm of like fuck you, Robert.
Yeah.
It was great, but I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of
I
fun.
made my puzzle room on like nat 20 unable.
Yeah. I say the puzzles were very well done, and I my favorite part of the whole thing for sure was the actual fighting, the playing around and like
Yeah, yeah.
picking your turns, and
I hope you guys.
most of that was because I got super successful with my rolls and was
Yeah.
doing a shit ton of
Well,
damage, which was
The
freaking
boss
awesome.
had
But
the boss had a total of 120 hit points. You managed to do almost 200 of that
oh,
on your own.
double was it double up or
Double take.
double take is a hell of a freaking boost.
That's
for
why they're
sure.
legendary.
Yeah.
2 questions, really
Hmm.
quick. I hope you guys enjoyed my Basahaha coded.
Oh, your Basa Haha thing was even Andre, the man who does not enjoy D&D, was happy with that. That was
And-
good.
I hope one thing to you. I hope you keep doing this every year. We do Extra Life because they're fucking amazing.
On one shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can make it a tradition.
And
Alright.
I hope you play again, whether it be in my game or in his one shot or wherever.
yeah, I mean, I'm still deciding on doing a full campaign,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
one shots, I had fun, so I'd definitely be open to doing it.
It's just one and done.
Because
There's no commitment.
even though we didn't like talk much or whatever, it was fun having you in
Yeah,
the
it was
circle
a-
of players.
It was a good
so.
time. I had a lot of fun.
I hate Mackenzie's character for knowing all the answers to my damn quiz.
Oh yeah,
game.
Mackenzie carried hard through that friggin' riddle portion of it.
Dude, when I play D&D, I like to just like turn my brain off, if that makes sense.
So doing the riddles was a
Just
bad idea because your
okay.
brain was
I
shut
wanted
down.
to drown you guys in that in those cubes.
You almost drowned Robert just from him talking.
He was only 4 feet tall, so
That's true.
uh,
Oh,
If
that's
you
really
know how to
good.
swim, you'd be fine, but like for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's right. He was swimming at one.
I killed the
point.
boss.
You did.
You did. You
Not
delivered the final
backstab.
blow.
I just made up the 10d10 damage. Nick was like, "Okay." I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll take it."
Because he was so low at that point, I was like, no matter what you do, he's gonna
Oh
die.
yeah. Nice,
Plus, let's be
nice.
honest, killing him with the weapon forged from the salty boss.
I let the narrative take over.
It was just fitting.
Yeah.
It was just fitting. So
It was great.
no, that was a lot of
Overall,
fun.
Extra Life was super fun for me.
I think my boss this year is a lot better than last time I did it.
Dude, it almost fucked us up.
Well, you
It was
killed
scary.
someone.
Yeah.
Actually, you killed 2 technically, but we rezzed Shaman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Technically you
I
killed
went
him.
unconscious.
Oh,
No,
I
I
went-
didn't die.
Or
I went
unconscious, yeah. So you
But-
took it. You put the HP of 2 people down to 0. It's just it happened to be.
Yeah,
Mackenzie
so
also
last
lost his
time I
head.
did this boss, I had one character who was all multi-class different things, but that wasn't that great because like he had like 3 in one, 3 in another, 3 in another, so he wasn't that fully powerful. He just kind of like dipped into each one. This time I made 4 different characters, all high level, all different classes. It was great.
Yeah, your boss was cool because every turn it would like transform and there'd be another one on the map. So another thing we had to deal with. And for the first boss fight, we could all kind of like advanced up to cover our flanks, but we had like our two of our weaker guys kind of in the back, and that's where Nick spawned his second boss, and it ended up like kind of setting a panic into our movements of where we were supposed to go. 'Cause
Backline,
some people
yeah.
were like, our backline was exposed. We were kind of stuck between two threats at 1.3 because the
Do,
third one
do you
came
enjoy
out.
the wargaming aspect of it? Like kind of the tactical, like that?
Yeah,
that's
I
it?
mean, I didn't really need to because I was just the glass cannon super
Yeah, yeah.
shooter, but it was. I definitely enjoyed it, and it was funny because Nick also. I ended up getting a negative thing called 2 left feet, so I couldn't walk in a straight line, which made my movement a lot worse. Which is also another reason why I didn't bother being too tactical because I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna make it anywhere." Because you end up having to travel a lot more just to get where you want to go. Because
I will
of
say,
it.
Cameron got jazz hands.
yeah,
Yeah,
my character's a little underwhelming because stupidly I chose a lot of spells that were like would have been fun to fuck with people and like RP wise.
not so
You know.
much combat focused.
Yeah, and in combat I was like, what do I do here?
Shit.
But it was fun though.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
a lot of
next
fun.
time I'll make a battle royale.
Oh shit, that'd be dope.
PvP, hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
You guys
I
fight
can take
against
out
each
all
other?
my anger on everyone.
I think as a group we would all kill Robert first
First.
before fighting.
That would be so.
Like 100%. I think that's how it would
It
play
depends
out.
how annoying his character is. He
Let's
always
be
just-
honest, it's Robert.
Well,
he
it's
would
because
make
we
it
take
super-
him out in these one shots because like we can't take him out in the main campaign because there'd be like dire consequences
Yeah,
to that.
so you just,
Here-
all your frustration with Robert is then released through the one shots. I love it. I love it. That's
Yeah.
great.
It's your D&D update.
That was Extra Life.
Yeah, we played a bunch of like party games. We played some Jackbox. People were playing Mario Party.
You guys play Jackbox?
Yeah, we played a
Yeah.
bunch of Jackbox. We played
We played draw. I think we played the first Jackbox game that I think Mark had,
yeah.
and we played a game called Drawful. It's kind of like you're given a word that like doesn't like even make sense sometimes. You have to draw it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Those are always fun. Especially
then
if some
w-
people just draw penises all the time.
There were penises, there
Nice.
were boobs,
Nice.
There was a
there were
L-
sex toys.
there was
Hell yeah.
other things. We're horrible people.
Yeah. I feel like if the company behind Jackbox stored the data that people wrote or drew, they would have dirt on every single person who possibly played those games. Because
Yeah.
if you're with a group of friends, you could be pretty offensive.
Yeah. Luckily,
Sometimes.
Especially with drawing, because you could draw some of the
no
most
one
yeah, it was fun.
sees
It was
what
fun.
we're doing. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, shall we talk
Oh,
about what's
well,
going on?
Do
Or
you want to quickly talk about the
Oh.
goals that were hit, both with us
Oh
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
overall?
Do it.
so as a team together, we hit. I think it was $1,794.95.
It doesn't stop
insane.
there because you can donate until the end of the year,
Yeah, you
December
keep
31st,
donating,
so we can keep
but
going.
If we hit 2,000 by the end of
No.
the
No, that's not
no.
the deal. That's
So
not
like,
the deal.
unfortunately, our 2K goal to shave off Ethan's
Next year,
hair
next
is
year.
gone now.
Yeah.
We got close, but
Next year.
not this year. But as a whole, like event itself, Extra Life, they raised $10 million collectively together.
This year alone, 10 million.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
insane.
lot of money.
Like I think last year was like their 5th or 6th or 7th year or something like that, maybe even longer. But
That's
they
not-
just
that's-
No,
really?
it was our 10th year actually. It was 10th anniversary for
That's
Extra
right.
Life.
Okay, so they had just hit 50 million, and so we hit 1/5 of that in 1 year,
Damn.
which just shows how big this is getting. So that was awesome. That's just such great news to hear, and makes me just so happy to do it again next year.
I'm happy
So
all the
sorry.
money goes towards sick kids hospitals, not just like, well, we support sick kids here in Toronto,
Yeah.
but like obviously people like in Texas and California and New York all support
Their
excuse me,
local
their local
kids.
sick kids hospital, right? So like all the money is going towards sick kids no matter where you look across North
Yeah.
America, Europe or whatever.
It's amazing. It's such a good event, and I'm so happy to say I'm somebody who participates in it. I feel very honored to be a part of something like this. It's this charitable and just good.
I almost feel good.
Yeah, it's a great experience, and I can't wait for next year. And thank you again. Huge shout out to Ethan who
Ethan
hosted all of us
hosting.
clowns, our
Yeah.
smelly, dirty guys
Gave
with our gas after eating a
I
bunch
got
of
a
junk
little
food.
bit of Ethan salt yesterday. He kept being like, "Are you on the way? Are you here yet? Are you sure you're on the way? Are you here?" Or something. I don't know exactly what he said, but
I mean, like you did wake up late and didn't
yeah,
show up late.
Fair. No, it was deserved. It was deserved.
My favorite thing was when we came in to record today, because we also record here at Ethan's place. We had a very strong lemon scent, and immediately we knew that Ethan had had tried to freshen up his house after the stench of
How was it in that
sweaty,
corner?
stinky guys and their
That corner,
bums.
I wanna know. That corner was horrible between me and
Jeez.
Andre. Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
you were farting apparently.
I started farting near the end. Mark was getting there.
Mark stayed for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Matthew got the worst.
Yeah,
of
poor
me.
Matthew. I don't think he was contributing to anything, but he was just surrounded by toxic gas.
Like Matthew was right behind me directly. All he heard.
And he was behind Andre. He literally had the rear ends of the two worst guys just
I love you,
exposed to
Matthew.
him.
I'm sorry.
Poor guy. And on top of that, it was super hot in that corner because
Yeah.
of the computer. So you got this
Yeah.
like hot, stinky
Ew.
air. Yeah, it's just,
Ew.
it was. It's a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
We're eating crappy food that our stomach doesn't like. What
I'm
do you
so-
want from us?
I'm like, bless Ethan's girlfriend Amy's heart for surviving till at least 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
I'm happy she left after or left before the
She
the
managed
real
to survive
nastiness
5
of
hours of that.
us guys came out, but it was awesome. Shall we move on to some news?
Yes. So while Actual Life was going on, as well as Blizzcon,
Yes.
and a lot of stuff came out of that in terms of like, Diablo, some actual legitimate Diablo news, not some bullshit mobile stuff.
There was the cinematic was dope.
Yeah.
Hold on, before we get
Before
into it,
we- yeah.
I just want to say really quickly, there's a lot of pain, and anger and negative emotions surrounding this whole thing. So while being mindful to be respectful of all those, I
For
think, we still want to discuss some of these games. So we're still going to do that, but at the same time, we're mindful and respectful of all parties involved.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they finally revealed Diablo 4 after apparently cutting it from last year's presentation. They talked.
They had to show us the games for phones, Nick.
Okay. Anyways, they showed a new StarCraft co-op whatever mode. I don't care. StarCraft. Who cares? I'm sure some people do, but whatever. They revealed the new World of Warcraft expansion, like everybody thought they would. A new Hearthstone game mode, and over.
You say meh, but once we actually get into what each of these things are, I feel like the Hearthstone one might be something that interests you.
I have an idea of what it is, but
Okay.
maybe you'll
And
enlighten
then-
me further.
Overwatch 2.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So do we
So-
want to tackle this game by game?
Let's start with like Hearthstone
Can we,
first.
let's
Okay.
leave the best for last.
Okay, so we'll start with
What's
Hearthstone.
the best in your opinion?
Diablo.
Okay.
Okay, so Overwatch second last thing because I think Overwatch also has like the most detail
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
sure,
regarding
sure,
it. So Hearthstone has another expansion coming out called Descent of Dragons. So they had another like 1.5, 2-minute trailer, just kind of cartoon. It was like a song, a little
Yeah.
jingle about dragons, and it was cool. So obviously new cards, new
Dragon-based
stuff's gonna
expansion
happen.
pack.
Yes, typical Hearthstone expansion. But then they also announced a Battlegrounds game, which they didn't do like a whole video explaining it, but they had like a little thing kind of showing what's happening. It's like you play as the different heroes, so you don't play as like the normal class.
Jin!
Yeah, they had people like playing as Ragnaros and stuff like that. And from what it looks like and what people are guessing, it is a auto chess game, but card game.
Also tournament based.
Yes. So as somebody who's big on the auto chess,
Sure.
and you're actually the person who kind of introduced this to me, and you
Really?
auto
Okay.
chess, yeah, and
Remember
TFT.
you and Austin brought into a TFT game for some
Yeah.
damn reason.
Well, I played auto chess on Dota.
Yeah,
before
you play
did
auto
it.
chess. You
Yeah.
played TFT, which is Riot Games' version or take on it. And you know you're a big Hearthstone person, so does a auto chess
I
card
was
game?
a big Hearthstone person.
Oh yeah,
That's
okay,
a
yeah.
distinction.
So
big.
does an auto chess meets card game interest you at all? Whether it's Hearthstone and Blizzard, or if another card game does it, or do you think that those two don't really match up
If I have to
properly?
own cards for me to be able to be successful in this, hell no.
So if it's still the same formula where you have to like you're behind a
No, but
paywall.
It looks like people draft from the same set of cards,
Yeah.
like you do in
That's
TFT
what I saw.
or Dota.
So,
So if there's a universal pool that has no pay fee to get into of cards that everyone
Yeah.
can play from, is this something that you
but
think could work
I
well?
also think it might be pay to enter, gold to enter
Kind of like Arena.
arena, and if it's that, then
I haven't played Hearthstone in a little while, so unless they've made getting gold a little easier, it was a grind before.
it's all no, it's not. It's
Because it
always
was
been a
3 missions. You got one that would refresh daily, and I'm pretty sure the
Mhm.
most you could get from a mission was like 40 gold.
Yep.
From like the highest tier or
Yep,
something like
yep,
that.
Yep.
So it was a grind to
Was.
get gold, unless you were successful in Arena, because you would get your money back if you placed high enough.
Yeah.
you got
but-
3 wins, you were fine.
3 wins broke even. You didn't get gold back at 3
You didn't
wins.
get gold back.
You got
Yeah.
gold back. It's 6 or 7 wins.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Well, like if you got 3 wins, you can go again, no problem, get 100 gold back.
No. You didn't
Yeah,
get, are you
pretty
sure?
sure. Yeah.
No, I think you just got 100 gold worth of
Stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, you broke even.
Oh.
on
Yeah.
3 wins.
Because I usually was a 3 to 4 win kind of person. I wasn't that good at Hearthstone.
I think I had an average win around like 7.9.
Yeah, I know.
Before-
You and Austin were probably Yuasa and Nirmal were probably the most competitive at Hearthstone, and like best in our group at it, I think.
I was more of an arena person as opposed to constructed.
Yeah.
I never really liked constructed, to be honest.
I preferred constructed because I need to learn.
But you
about
never
it.
made any decks, which is a
I
sad
did,
thing.
I
Oh,
did.
we don't talk about that.
I
Get
made
out of here.
some, but I will admit the collector in me hindered my ability to make decks because I collected legendaries and cards
Yeah.
for classes I never used just because I didn't want to get rid of them. But in realistic scenario, I should have dusted them and crafted the cards I needed. But oh
So
well.
I'm looking forward to this game mode. If I might download Hearthstone again and play it just to try it out, it might catch my fancy, and I might be like back into Hearthstone. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I also don't know what any of the cards do anymore
Mhm.
because there's been a bajillion expansions.
Yeah, there have been
since
a
I've
lot since
played.
I've played too.
So even if I went back and I tried to play Arena to earn some gold, I would get 0
do you
wins.
remember the last one you played?
The last Arena I played?
Expansion. Like what was the newest expansion that was
Doctor
out?
Doom, and I kind of pieced out. No, thing happened. I tried to, Whirling Warrior.
Yeah.
Grim Patron.
What did Grim Patron come out on? What packs?
I have no. Is it Naxxramas?
No, way after
Naxxramas was like the
Naxxramas.
first one.
Uh,
What was the one with like the gods?
Oh yeah,
The
that's the
Cthulhu
one.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cthulhu expansion.
Yeah, it was either that one or the very next expansion where
Yeah.
I stopped playing.
Pretty much.
So I think that was like the first like year and a half
Pretty
to
much.
2 years of Hearthstone
At that point, actually,
from being an official
and
game.
at
out of
that
beta.
point, Arena kind of sucked too. I remember.
So the one game mode that was a saving grace for you
yeah,
wasn't too
I
fun.
could make gold in Arena, and at that point, the Arena meta was, if you didn't get like Rogue, you would just lose all the time because Rogue was busted.
Rogue was super strong. Yeah.
Oh, well, new Hearthstone game mode coming
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna try.
whenever.
New stuff.
Soon.
try.
TM as well, all Blizzard games.
Yeah.
Wow.
wow,
there's
yeah.
Shadowlands. It's called.
So, for anyone like me who doesn't even play WoW anymore, still watch the cinematics because they're fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
goddamn, they're
Best part
so
of that cinematic
well
was
done.
the end of that cinematic. I will say.
So I stopped.
What do you
keeping,
mean? Like when it was over?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that was one of the things where like the best part of the video is when it's done playing.
When
So,
the sky broke.
I stopped
Yeah.
keeping up after Mists of Pandaria, that whole stuff. So after Mists of Pandaria,
What was the next one? Warlords of Draenor?
it was Warlords of Draenor, where they brought back like old orcs and like God, who's the guy? That one orc from the Horde went back in time to like
Garrosh.
Garrosh went back in time.
Wasn't that
to-
Burning Legion that he went back in time? I don't
No,
even play it.
Burning Legion's something else.
Okay.
He went back in time to stop
The
And-
Horde from like
the Horde from becoming something like taking that green that drink that made their skin green, the fell magic, I think
Yeah.
it was, and that to basically make like and then start them again from before, and then you have to go back to the burning. Oh my God, the burning land. Oh my, what is it called? The Burning Crusade. Holy shit, the Outerlands. Oh, the Outlands.
Badlands, Outlands,
The
something?
Outlands.
Yeah.
Something
You
like
go
that.
back to the Outlands in a time before it became the Outlands. So you're back when it was before the orcs and the Draenei had to evacuate it to become to Azeroth, because the orcs aren't native to Azeroth. They come from the Outlands. Same with the Draenei. And you have to deal with a whole bunch of that stuff. I don't remember that. And then after that was the Burning Legion, when the Warlock orc dude,
Goldrun.
Guldron, basically unleashes another wave of demonic hell across Azeroth, and then you have to go back and get the guy from the Outlands, the Burning Crusade main boss guy, and he helps you out. And there's also another class unlock, whole bunch of shit. And then Battle for Azeroth happened because now Sylvanas, what is in that section the Horde chieftain, but she goes fucking batshit crazy.
She ends up like burning the homeworld of the Night Elves, right? Like the
Yeah,
big
she
tree.
burns down the tree of the Night Elves. Like that tree's gone. She burns
Yeah.
it down, and then the new king of the humans, I can't remember his damn name, basically
young kid.
huh?
He's a young kid. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's still like the king,
Yeah.
whatever. He realizes that Sylvanas is a threat, but doesn't want to destroy the Horde, so he goes and gets someone that has a relation to an old Horde leader, and basically goes and they have like the Horde had this thing where like you can challenge the leadership of someone of power to one-on-one battle, but no magic at all.
Sure.
And he challenges Sylvanas to that, but knowing Sylvanas will cheat, he essentially wins the battle because she used magic to beat him. Same thing happens actually in one of the original Warcraft games, especially in the Warcraft movie. The guy, I can't remember his damn name now. The guy challenges Guldran to this battle,
Oh yeah, I
and
remember that in the movie.
he knows he can beat Guldran in a one-on-one fight only if he doesn't use magic. But Gul'dan decides to use magic and loses the respect and the authority over the rest of the orcs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember, don't keep up. But basic Shadowlands is Sylvanas goes to the current Lich King, not Arthurus. It's some, I can't remember his name, it's other dude. Basically the guy who took up the Lich King mantle after you beat the Lich King and Wrath of Lich King expansion. I know there's a lot to go on here. It's a storyline going on for almost 15 years now.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And she takes the helm, and because Lich King is basically like the ferryman for the dead kind of thing. Like he is like what is the word? Not the Grim Reaper, like
I think that's a good word, the ferryman.
The ferryman is like a Greek mythological thing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
he rides you across the river of Styx. You have the coins on whatever. Anyway, that's a totally different story.
Yeah.
I'm rambling now, but she beats him in a fight, and
This is the cinematic now you're talking
this
about.
is the
Yeah.
cinematic. So she beats him in a fight, and she takes the helm of the Lich King and she cracks it in half, and which opens up an entire new realm to explore called the Shadowlands, which is like the realm of between life and death or something like that.
Yeah.
So
So that's gonna be like the whole new world, I guess, that you get to explore in
Mhm.
this expansion.
So it looks cool. I don't exactly know what the issues were with Battle for Azeroth. I don't, because I stopped playing after Mist. I didn't play Warlords. I didn't play Burning Legion. I didn't play.
Does your brother still play, or
Yeah,
has
he
he
does.
switched to classic?
He still plays.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll play both at some point.
I know because he got the classic prestige edition to get
he
that Ragnaros statue.
Fucking loves World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
What
What were his thoughts on Azeroth?
I'd have to ask him.
Okay. I'd be interested to see what he thought of this.
I know he plays it no matter what, the game's good or bad.
Yeah, he's just a diehard
He just
fan.
plays it.
Maybe I'll ask him when I get home, just see what his opinion is.
But yeah, it looks cool. It's another Sylvanas based expansion, which I've seen a lot of people are like, oh, more Sylvanas, which is kind of like people seem to be tired of her.
Yeah.
At this
I
point,
think this expansion, they've got to be the one where she's the final boss and they kill her.
or it's so, because in the cinematic you see like she's standing in front of something else, right? So
Yeah,
sort
and
of
it's like creatures that shouldn't be disturbed or live in
Yeah.
this area. And
Apparently
then she
th-
wakes something up. It's
like
like, oh, fuck.
apparently the theory is that Sylvanas is so powerful because she made a deal with an old god, and that's why she's so powerful, maybe batshit crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? Maybe that's the person you see behind her is the old god she made the deal with.
True.
Who knows, right? But yeah, I have not kept up in a long time. I stopped playing after a while because it's just like, one, it's a month, like the monthly subscription should not put me off, but like when you're a kid who barely works and wants to buy new video games, like,
$15 when you don't have a job as a kid going through school is a lot of money.
yeah,
Like,
it's like I always used to get like the 60-day play cards, and like I would play for those 2 months and then be done with it.
that's
for a while.
literally what I would do.
Yeah.
Like Christmas or birthday, I'd be like, oh, I can go buy a couple months of WoW WoW playtime, play it, and then be
Yeah,
like,
I-
oh, I guess I'm out. I'll
I
wait till the next
never-
holiday where I
yeah.
get gifts, and then we'll go from there.
I never played on the subscription base, but like that was always turned me off from continuing playing. I just like, well, as I have a job, like I could easily pay $15 a month to do it, but like, why would I do that if I don't have the party
Time.
around me to do it? Like,
Sure.
well, time too, but like,
It's also a lot more fun when you got friends.
yeah, only
Yeah.
person I know that play consistently is my brother.
Yeah.
I know Joe plays every once in a while, but like, you
I don't think
play
he's
it.
played for a little
Yeah,
bit.
Joe hasn't played in a while. You don't play it. Brad doesn't play it
Yeah.
anymore. He doesn't play it. Like nobody else I know plays it.
It's
like,
a lot more appealing to drop that
Yeah.
$15 if you know that you'll be playing with a few of your friends
For sure.
every week.
For
especially
sure.
even like going to like a dungeon together, right?
Yeah.
Not to say a raid, because a raid's like 40 people large sometimes.
But you could just 4 or 5 man. Is it 5 man for dungeons or 4? It's 4, right?
5.
Oh, no, it's 5, right?
I've
Three
never played
DPS,
WoW.
tank, and a healer.
Right. It's 4 in ESO. Yeah.
Doesn't really like. I've never played WoW, and it doesn't really like appeal to me. I mean, it might. I don't know. I've never
Have you
played
played an MMO before?
besides RuneScape, like
Okay.
Well, there
Well,
are
RuneScape
some.
counts.
Black Desert Online, another free one. Nothing
Okay.
subscription
Well,
based or
you
bought.
want
You can play free to level 20. I mean, you won't get a taste of what end game feels like. It'll
You
all be
wanna
beginner
try
shit, but
and basically what is a carbon copy of World of Warcraft but set in a different universe.
Sure.
The Star Wars MMO is basically that. I'm pretty sure it's free to play.
Fair.
what is it? Knights of the Old Republic?
Star Wars, the Old Republic.
The Old Republic, right? Knights of the Old Republic is the
is the-
BioWare game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is, I'm pretty sure it's free to play with a subscription based if you want.
Kind of
to
like
do
ESO.
what ESO does.
Yeah.
But it's basically like the way it's set up, like the whole like your WA stage move, your 1 to 9 is like your actions and stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
basically a carbon copy of that in terms of World of Warcraft, but it's set in the Star Wars universe and has, people would say, like a really great single player story in the game.
How about WoW? Does WoW have a good single player experience?
depends on what you like.
Yeah, what do you want to get out of it? Like,
What would you do? I guess you haven't really played the games.
I'm not really okay. I'm not down to grind levels. I'm not down to do like
then MMOs
daily
aren't your thing.
quests.
That don't play MMOs.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Fair.
Like, the quests are fun, and I was a huge quest person. Like, I went around the map doing quests in every
Like,
zone.
but-
Because when you get to a certain level, you can just go grind
Story
dungeons.
quests are cool, but I don't want to be doing like weeklies and dailies and stuff like that.
You don't have to do those. Weekly and dailies more come in towards like when you're
Endgame?
max level
Yeah,
endgame,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
do those for like mats and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
But you don't do those while
As you're
leveling
leveling up. No, it's more you do quests through the various zones you
Are they
basically go
voice acted
through.
in WoW?
In
Most are not.
Star Wars, I'm pretty sure they're all voice acted.
Okay.
In WoW, I think if they do any, it's only for like.
I think this WoW started doing
Super-
more voice acting towards Cataclysm
Sure.
and Mists of Pandaria and all that.
Yeah.
Other than that, like before that, you probably won't, unless they're like they refresh it, did a voice acting for that. I don't remember there being much voice acting other than like, hey, hail.
Yeah, like where they just
With
have like
that.
the filler words. Oh, and it's like 20 words or whatever.
Yeah, but like all the main characters are voice acted.
Yeah, questing's a lot of fun. Dungeons are pretty fun, but again, you'll be
How's,
grinding a lot of them.
How's
Right?
the combat? Is it fun? Does it feel satisfying to like?
Once you get up there and have like a bunch of different moves and like buffs and stuff
Yeah.
like that, it can be pretty fun.
Because
yeah.
I like the idea of like I play League a lot, right? So I
Yeah.
don't mind like controlling a character and doing all that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I when I played WoW and I played it for quite a bit, I really enjoyed it. It's a really
Yeah.
good game. Yeah.
If you want to try again, that's like that. Download the
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars game.
What's it called?
Star Wars Old
Old
Republic. Yeah,
Speaking of the Old Republic, I heard it made like has made 1 billion.
yeah. Over the lifetime of the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
$1 billion. So it's been very
Which is
successful.
pretty good because there were a lot of like people who were nervous about that game lasting.
It was definitely like it has its pros and cons. Like definitely the pros, it has an amazing single player story to the game. Other than that, I'm not sure. Like it basically plays like World of Warcraft.
It used to be subscription based, didn't it?
Yes,
Right. And then they
Um,
dialed that back.
I've always wanted to get back into playing it. I just never really had the time to.
My brother's friend was huge on that. He played it a lot when it first came out.
I just love the idea of like making your own Jedi or bounty hunter stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's really cool.
Got a universe for it, so yeah, so that's new for WoW. I guess you want to save Diablo for last, so we can talk
Just
about
I think
Overwatch.
The
So
most confusing part of the entire presentation, in my
so
opinion.
we talked about rumors last week, whether it was Overwatch 2, Overwatch Chapter 2. They have come out and officially said it
It's
is
both.
Overwatch 2
Technically,
by
yeah,
name.
He's right.
But yeah,
it's
it's
essentially
both. They're calling it 2. It's just a chapter. It's basically an update to multiplayer and a
Well,
PvE expansion.
How'd I write it in Discord checks? I think that describes it the best. Because like,
Oh,
it's-
when Robert was asking you for clarification on
the
what
Yes.
it was?
Overwatch expansion.
Yes.
Chapter 2.
Yeah.
well, let me try to find this. I know it wasn't that far away.
Overwatch 2
Um,
expansion.
So Overwatch 2 is its own game, but Overwatch 1 is being updated to Overwatch 2 multiplayer, but Overwatch 2 single player is part of the Overwatch 2 game, which is not the game Overwatch 1 is being updated to. I'll say it again. Overwatch 2 is its own game, but Overwatch 1 is being updated to Overwatch 2 multiplayer,
Okay.
but Overwatch single player is part of Overwatch 2 game, which the game Overwatch 1 is not being updated to.
That makes sense.
So wrap that on your head. Basically, there's two different games that are part of the same game that's not the same game.
Yeah. And as confusing as it is, this is the best thing they could have done. And
Sure.
this, I think, is going to be
It
huge
gives you
for
options,
the
right?
community.
Yeah.
Because
Saying Overwatch 2 is like, oh shit, a new Overwatch game for people that aren't necessarily in the loop of things, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the brand new
True,
shiny
true.
game.
Yeah.
So for marketing,
it's
scheme,
perfect.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. Like, oh damn, a sequel to Overwatch. When in reality, it's more of like
A single player expansion and
an
a
update.
visual update
Yeah.
to multiplayer with like a new game mode.
But like, if you're Overwatch 1 user, you're being updated to Overwatch 2, but you're still playing Overwatch 1, which cross-plays Overwatch 2. It's weird.
I think eventually the Overwatch 1 might just merge into Overwatch 2 client, and it might kind of be like Fortnite, where you log in and it's like the PvE game mode and the Battle Royale game mode,
Sure.
and it tells you, oh, to click the PvE game mode, you have to pay for the game. It might be something like
Yeah,
that, where
maybe.
you go into a menu and you pick multiplayer or single player, and then it'll ask you for proof of purchase if you paid the single player one, or it'll be like, you don't own this part of the game, something like that. But it's nice to know that, people, Overwatch has been out for 3 years now, and coming on 4. And it's nice to know that people who've been playing this game or whatever, they don't, if they are still just enjoying this multiplayer game, they don't have to just be like, oh, here's another
Yeah.
$80 or $60. I think Overwatch was a little
I paid
cheaper.
$40 for it.
Yeah, sorry. So it'd be might still be 40. It might be a
I
little
doubt
more
it.
now
I
with
doubt
our
it.
dollar.
Yeah.
I really
But they don't have to fork over the money to basically buy it again.
Hmm.
And it's also not going to scrap all of this progress they made with the game because they've been adding
That's pretty
tons of
big.
heroes, right? Like their
Yeah.
roster's getting pretty big. Like when I booted it up the other at Extra Life with Ethan, there were 2 new characters that I didn't even know were released into the game. I was like, who the hell's this? Who the hell's
Who?
this? Sigma and
Baptiste.
Baptiste.
What?
I didn't know who they were. The
Sure.
most recent character that I knew of was Ash, and I only played her like once when she came out. And the reason I played her was because I saw that cinematic with McCree. And I was like, oh, Ash looks sick. I'll give her a shot. Went and played like a couple games and then never played Overwatch or haven't played Overwatch since. So almost 3 characters have released since I stopped playing, essentially. And so it's nice to know that all this stuff is going to be carrying forward plus new stuff. So I have a quote here from Jeff Kaplan, who's head of game design for Overwatch. Like he's the people person.
He's
And-
also head of game design. I thought he was just a people person. Didn't know that.
No, he's head of Overwatch. I'm
yeah,
pretty
he's
sure.
like the boss.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's also the guy who comes out and
Yeah,
talks.
yeah,
About
yeah.
He's a beauty. You can look
Sick.
up like tons of awesome clips with him. But he says, for all original players of Overwatch, you will get to play on all of the same maps as Overwatch 2 players, including all of the brand new maps. You will get to play with all of the same heroes. It will be a shared multiplayer environment where no one gets left behind. So new maps that come out, everything you will have access to if you purchase the original Overwatch.
Hmm.
On top of that, he added, we want to make sure all of your cosmetics come forward with you. So all of your progress matters. Nothing gets left behind. No one gets left behind.
which
So
is really big.
every skin you've unlocked through events, all
What's
the
your
loot
favorite
boxes.
Overwatch skins.
There's actually a lot of good ones.
Anything that has Mercy involved.
Yes. My Witch Mercy.
Bewitched, yeah, it's a good one. Man, they made a lot of really good skins in that game. Probably some of the Reaper ones though, like the Pumpkin Reaper
Oh, true.
with the
That's a funny
he's got
one.
like his guns have burning candles on them, and he's got the
Yeah.
jack-o'-lantern head. He's got some cool ones, but yeah. So, basically, if you own Overwatch 1 and you just want to keep playing multiplayer, you don't need to buy 2. Maybe 2 will come with like it visually looks a little better. You'll be able to push its limits.
I
from
think
a technical
also
standpoint, maybe
The
more.
UI will be different for multiplayer.
Yeah, could be that, but there's no pressure
No.
to make this purchase.
No.
But for people who want that or want to play single player, because even though this game's been multiplayer only, they have been pushing the story and the lore of this game through cinematics, and they've had those like event co-op mission ones. They've had a few of them now. They had one with like the Omnics attacking. They
Mhm.
had that was in London and stuff like that. So they've been pushing this idea of there being
Mhm.
more to it. And I think if you went online and polled who wants story, I'd say at least like 50% or more of players would be really eager to get their hands on a PvE experience. So if you're looking for that, Overwatch 2 has got you covered now. They had a huge cinematic showing like the Omnics attacking in Paris, and then you find out that it's more of a
And
worldwide
they're called Null Sector.
null sector, yeah. And they were attacking in Paris, and then you find out that it's actually kind of like a global thing, and they're attacking everywhere. And Overwatch has to come back together to fight, because if without Overwatch, it's looking pretty tough for the people of the world. So humans and Omnics, because a lot of them live in
Right.
peace, right? It's Null Sector who are like the bad division
I
of the
think
Omnics.
so,
yeah,
yeah.
no, you're right. So
I'm
yeah,
ju- I'm
it
just
looks cool.
Curious of like for people that own Overwatch 1, how much is it gonna cost to upgrade to this 2.0 version?
Probably a full price.
I would hope not. I feel like, hey, I already own your multiplayer base. I'll pay you $15 for
It won't be
single player.
15.
I'm just like theoretically
Yeah.
if you can charge me the full price of a new game to just to get Overwatch 2
I
from
think that's
Overwatch
fair.
1,
It's
but it's not fair if
You don't think so?
if the multiplayer stuff is being brought over to the same like concurrent version of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Why would I have to pay the same full price? Why not just play the
because the full
deducted
price includes the new game mode, the single player,
Yeah.
and it includes a new look.
No.
Probably like better graphics, like Brad said. It might be. You don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm
And-
pretty sure the update Overwatch 2 brings all that multiplayer stuff with them. It's just the single player stuff you gotta buy.
But maybe
No, it doesn't. With Overwatch 2, you'll get the new UI, which people of Overwatch 1 don't get.
But then how's it being brought forward?
You'll just continue to play with them, but
But-
they'll.
How are you playing with them if you're not getting the update to play with them?
No, you are. They just have a new UI that you don't, and their
Then
game
what's
looks
the
better.
point of bringing them forward?
So then everyone can play together still.
But then what's the point if you can't play? If you can't, what I'm saying is that, what's the point of bringing Overwatch 1 forward if you're not getting those Overwatch 2 improvements to play?
So they don't swing to the player base. Probably is my biggest thing.
But you're still splintering it if you're not updating
No,
the
you're not.
system.
No, I think what Sean was saying is that like Overwatch 2 might just visually. Again, we're speculating. They haven't
Yeah,
confirmed this,
yeah.
but maybe it, like from a technical standpoint with the new game. I guess for consoles it would matter more than PC, but like maybe they've just optimized it better and they can push visually.
Also, I do know for
better.
a fact that Overwatch 2 comes with a new multiplayer UI that Overwatch 1 players don't get.
But like aside from that, like they still play together, they
Yeah,
still play on the same
so-
maps. All that's different. It would
But
just
then
be
when
like
you
a visual.
upgrade to Overwatch 2, do you lose everything?
No.
No, what do you mean?
So if you play Overwatch 1 but
Yeah.
don't want Overwatch 2, you're still playing multiplayer part with those Overwatch 2 players.
Mhm.
But if you upgrade, do you lose all your stuff?
No.
No,
It comes forward, right?
Are you sure about that?
I would assume it just uses your Battle.net account and everything you've unlocked.
Maybe, I don't know. They haven't really.
Because if it does, I feel like nobody would want to buy the second game if they lose all their stuff.
I think
Right?
the second game is for people who haven't bought Overwatch yet.
Oh,
You think that's how they're doing it?
Yeah,
I don't think so because
I think it
Because-
is.
Because a lot of people are going to buy it simply just to get their hands on the single player.
Yeah,
And I don't
and-
think anyone's going to want to buy it, get the single player, and then realize they got to start fresh from multiplayer. I think it's just going to detect what your account owns. I think like all the unlocks that are in Overwatch 1 will probably be in Overwatch 2 as
that also is
unlockables.
convenient. It makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, I think it'll just be like, just kind of like Destiny with Cross Save. We just moved all of our unlockable stuff. I think they might just move all the unlockable stuff to Overwatch 2. At least that's kind of what we've gotten from Jeff. So I'm assuming based on
We'll
this,
see, we don't
it's
know.
going to be the most user-friendly move that possible.
That makes sense.
So that seems to be what they're preaching, is that we want to make this as comfortable and, you know, as little effect on the actual players as possible.
Do you guys? Here's a question. Do you guys like when they do the PVE events, like the Halloween stuff? The
I
other
eat
one,
that shit up.
You do?
Oh, I love that
Why
stuff.
do you enjoy it so much?
One, it's the quickest and most guaranteed way to get those free arcade loot boxes,
Okay.
because some of the PvP modes are so freaking annoying to try and get
Yeah.
wins in.
I play them
Um,
Okay, before you answer.
Yeah.
I play them and I'm bored out of my mind.
It's because usually when you like, do you play them with us?
Yeah.
It's because we're just playing on the easiest difficulty to get the quick wins for the boxes.
Okay.
We're on normal. There's 4 difficulties. Normal's
Sure.
the easiest one.
Sure.
Have you played it on the harder difficulties?
Not
You actually need to communicate and like use your abilities properly, or you will get freaking destroyed.
okay.
Like they're pretty tough.
Okay.
I will say, just doing them on normal, it's kind of just mindless shooting shit, but it's the quickest way to get those arcade boxes to get the free
Yeah,
loot,
yeah.
you know. But if you put them, like, next time an event comes around and you want, if you do want to play, I suggest you try the two hardest
Okay.
difficulties. Like normal and hard are meh, but I think it's like expert and then like expert something else. Try one of those,
Sure.
because you gotta be playing properly, or else you're probably gonna wipe.
So, with that in mind, are you guys looking forward to the single player?
100%. I think
Okay.
it'll.
So you
The only thing I want to know is how much it's gonna have. Like, how meaty is this expansion gonna
Mm.
be? You know what I mean? Like, is it just gonna be like 3 or 4 missions, like those cooperative experiences that we got? Like, we had the one that was in Italy, we had the one with Null Sector in London. Like, is it just gonna be like 4 of those mini campaign kind of mission things, or is this gonna be like a meaty
It sounds like there's 2 different types of missions, or I'm just mixing my games up for a second. No, I'm not mixing the games up. Never mind. I'm going.
Okay.
How about you? Is this something that you're looking forward to or interested in even?
Yes, but depends on how much it costs.
Or
Yeah, and that's
so you,
another
so you,
thing.
so you enjoy the gameplay. You guys enjoy doing this like PVE with the characters of Overwatch.
I think it's a lot of fun. It definitely, they have room to grow though. At times it just kind of feels like you're just kind of like shooting, especially like in the Halloween one, because like
Yeah.
it's very limited what's fighting you. It's just robots that don't really shoot back, just kind of walking. You got to stop them from getting to the door. There's definitely a lot in the way of like how the AI plays and interacts with you that could be done a lot better to make it
Sure.
feel more like you're fighting stuff. And from the trailer they show with stuff shooting at you and everything, it looks like they might be going in on this. So I do love PvE in Overwatch, but I do see where it falls short, and I hope that they, as well as like the company, sees that and can expand on that. And if so, I think they could make a pretty fun game. Do I think it's gonna be like some revolutionary single player experience or cooperative experience? No, but I think it could be a lot of fun.
I'm iffy on it because, like I said, the gameplay for these PvE events isn't super my thing. Plus, I'm not really invested in like the Overwatch world.
Yeah,
Doesn't really beckon to me. So.
but you could be. because they showed something that hits close to home.
What's that?
The Toronto map.
Toronto map.
Oh yeah.
We got a map in Overwatch.
based in Toronto.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Okay, like they showed
saw
a they
the
showed a
screenshot that you put
screenshot,
up.
and it's got like
Yeah.
Nathan Phillips Square. It says Toronto. There's
Sky Dome, right?
it's got the Sky Dome there.
I mean,
Technically,
whatever it's called.
that's not actually the layout of
Then
Toronto.
there's also cranes in the background building condos.
Are there?
Yes, there
That is the most Toronto thing
That
ever. For
is-
anyone who doesn't live here, our city is filled with cranes building
You may
condos.
think
everywhere.
your city has lots of cranes, but I bet you Toronto has more cranes.
Yeah,
I think it's actually a known fact that Toronto has
Oh,
more
yeah?
cranes, like building buildings, than any other city in the
We are
world.
condo city. Everywhere you go, things are getting taken down so that more condos can be built.
Which character are you guys most emotionally invested in?
Like, who's my favorite?
No, like I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't care about any of these characters. Like,
But the Toronto map.
North America?
Where the
oh
most
yeah,
cranes
I'm
are.
gonna play on the Toronto map.
Okay,
But, like,
because that
I'm
gets
talking-
you excited, right?
Sure,
Seeing
yeah,
like
yeah.
your city featured
Yeah,
in a game, like
A little bit.
as Canadians, we always get shafted. Everything's about like North America is just the United States, and they're like friendly neighborhood on top.
But at the same
It's
time, I don't
like
let
when
that. I
League of
don't let that
Legends
get
does
to me
their
though.
worlds in North America. It's really you're just going on a U.S. tour. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Worlds has
But-
never come here.
Yeah.
We've only had we've had two
But
two
hey,
LCS things
I don't
here,
let that
one
get
here
to
and one
me.
in Vancouver. So we're
Yeah.
starting to get. But like as Canadians, you kind of get the short end of the stick because our population is like
sure.
1/10 of the states,
But,
right?
that
But-
comes with.
Yeah, but this is
bargain.
pretty sick. We got our
I
own
agree,
map,
it
so
is
I'm
pretty
happy
sick.
about that. But my favorite character, like lore wise,
Like, who do you want to know more about?
I mean,
lore-wise?
Reaper's got
Like-
a pretty cool story because he was once a good guy
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So he's got like that cool story.
I guess for me, Overwatch is just too fluffy and light.
It is.
It is a lot of fluff. It's a lot. It's
It's a
very
little
feel
like
good.
happy, like
It is.
the
yeah.
heroes are here to save the day.
Yeah.
We're friends, guys. We can do it. It's got a lot of that, but I still think
But
it's
that,
pretty
but
cool.
that's is some people's thing. Right?
Yeah.
It's just not mine.
That's fair.
And on the other end of the spectrum,
Yes.
Yes. So we go from
Yes.
fluffy to literal hell in the next
That
news
was-
game they showed.
it definitely.
This there, Diablo 4.
Yes.
Finally revealed. They still say it's before we continue on. They still say it's several years away. So I'm just like,
Mhm.
boo hoo, fuck you. Anyways,
Yeah, you hate when people do that. When companies do that.
the cinematic to reveal the game definitely went in on like the dark, evil,
Damn.
fantasy and like
Damn.
satanic stuff and like
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
It
was
was
just like
9
blood and
minutes
guts.
long,
Yeah.
and it was sick.
In both senses of the word.
Maybe I'm just a twisted person, and this thing appeals to me more than Overwatch does. But
Did you ever play Diablo 2?
no, actually, yes,
Okay,
I did.
you did, right?
But like,
No, I put Diablo 3.
oh, so you're okay. So you're the same as me because
my dad played Diablo 2.
okay, because if you ask most of the hardcore fans of the Diablo series, what's the best Diablo? I think everyone says 2. Right?
Diablo 2.
I'm not a hardcore.
A
fan
lot of
by any
Diablo 2 fans were upset with how Diablo 3 went. A lot of them
mainly
felt like it
how
was a
it
step
means.
back.
Auction
looked.
House and all
Yeah,
that.
well, it had more cartoony, lighter tone.
Sure.
And just some of them just didn't enjoy it as much. Like a lot of them look at it, at least from what I've seen online, as Diablo 3 being a step back in the series. And I think Diablo 4 is trying to double down on what Diablo 2 did, right? Especially in the tone and the look, like Nick said, to make this shit like it's back in hell. Like
Heavy.
it is heavy, it is dark. There is no lightful tones. Like
Mhm.
shit's fucked up.
And Lilith is the baddie this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wife of Devil himself.
And just the whole cinematic of like these guys who thought they were in a tomb going for hidden gold, found out that they were being led there by, well, I guess that like necromancer or something, like
Yeah.
some guy who was like sacrificing them, and they were with a priest or just a religious figure who was there to learn knowledge, who kind of got stuck with these group
Mhm.
of people, and they ended up being the
I
three
think he might have been a
people.
scholar or something.
Scholar, yeah, and the three of them ended up being
There was 4 of
sacrificed.
them, but
Well, the fourth guy you found out actually was
I
the
felt
one
so
who like
bad.
lured them there,
Yeah.
and they ended up being
wait,
sacrificed.
I don't think so. Because his dead body rose up.
So you think that guy took over his dead body?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe that's what happened.
that's what I.
I
True,
thought
actually,
it was.
didn't-
I
didn't
thought it
think
was the
about that
bad guy
either.
the whole time,
Fair
but
enough.
maybe I misread it. But
Fair
either way, these 3 guys end up being like
Yeah.
hung upside down and basically just like the blood pulled out of their
Yeah.
corpses to form this like web of like blood that's kind of solidifies, and then Lilith comes through. It was fucked up.
The atmosphere, the mood, the tone of the whole thing.
Just the voice acting was really
It was
well
a work
done
of
too.
art. It was a
Yeah.
work of art,
Like
for sure.
anyone who's even remotely interested or just wants to see a cool video, watch this. You don't need to know anything else about Diablo
No,
to
not at
enjoy
all.
this 9 minutes.
I want to say as a caveat, like, I don't think I'm gonna get Diablo 4 because maybe who knows?
Yeah.
It's not really a thing I'm interested in. But this cinematic was
You're still, you as somebody who's not even gonna be getting it, you still appreciate.
so good.
Yeah.
I'm really happy they did this cinematic and it's like, oh look, Diablo or Satan's back again. I'm like, you killed him 3-4 times already. We
Yeah.
have someone new, and Lilith is the next best answer. Not that next best. It's like she's evil and
She looks so good.
demonic.
You don't find out that
and
the baddie just came back to life, and it's like, oh, let's go do it again.
it's you're fighting Lilith, who you could argue is even worse than Satan himself sometimes.
Do they kill the devil in hell in Diablo
In the third one,
or in any of them?
I
Because
don't
that's
rem-
technically the only way to truly take out a
I don't-
devil.
I think they
in hell.
killed Diablo in heaven in
Oh,
Diablo
interesting.
3.
Okay, so he's not.
Yeah,
really
because
gone
he like gets into.
He gets into heaven.
Yeah.
then. Okay, well, in any case, I did. There was a gameplay trailer that came
There
out.
was.
Yeah.
They showed it looked right now like the environments look dark and gritty.
They look really cool.
The way the characters play still looks like it's, you could tell it's like early on, like doesn't, well, I said like Diablo 3 really like emphasized like the colors and the arts and the graphics of your abilities. Looks like this one's toning it down a little bit more. So I don't know if that's like something they're actually going for, or something that's just like it's an early build of the game and not every asset's in there right now.
Yeah. It would
Right.
fit the more dark, gritty tone
Yeah.
if it's less flashy.
Yeah.
I want to say the fact that the cinematic showed 4 people even entering this tomb has me excited for multiplayer. If this game is multiplayer,
Diablo 3 is multiplayer. Sure, Diablo 2 has some sort of multiplayer
Yeah.
component.
This one will
So
have multiplayer. It
this
is also
one-
online
so
only.
if you can go through the story with your friends,
You can.
That's what
So
I'm interested in.
Yeah.
there are some things to know about Diablo 4. They said right now, it's an always online game, which doesn't bother most people as well. Like Diablo 3 is always online. Path of Exile is always online.
Yep.
So it's not really like a negative thing
Just the
towards
world
it.
we're
It's
in.
just the way it is,
Yep.
Yeah.
how it is. Diablo 4 is going more, has a more openish world, whereas the original Diablos had like, here are your 4 acts or
like
3
chapters,
acts,
right? And then you
and
go
like
through
here are
them.
the chapters you walk through in this
Ooh,
section, right? And this one they're
interesting.
doing like a more openish world. I'm not sure
Cool.
how many like open worlds they're having, but like they said that like the world's more open in this one, as well as like the first time you play through the game, you won't see another single soul. But when you play it through again or go back through levels, you will see other players in the
Mm.
environment.
That's cool.
And if you so wish, if you have PvP turned on, you can have PvP interaction with these players in the
Yeah.
environments.
Interesting.
They're going to have an
That's
opt-in
appealing.
PvP
Yeah.
system
That's
because
cool.
they said they don't want to have any risk of you just minding your own business and some overpowered guy coming up and just one-shotting you and
Yeah.
laughing at you, LOL, and on his way he goes.
So it seems like for when you play it for the game for the first time to experience the game on your own, you will have that solo experience, depending if you're playing by yourself or with friends or whatever. But when you beat it and move back into it, it will become more Destiny-like, where like as you walk through the environment, you will find other players to interact with.
And as somebody who plays a lot of Destiny, I'm sure you can say the same thing. I think that's a good way of approaching it. I think that'll make it
Yeah.
it'll feel nice coming back to the world a second time and seeing it a little more
Mhm.
more active with people there.
So that's basically like they've also revealed the first 3 classes. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's the only classes. Barbarian, Sorcerer, and Druid. Those are the 3 classes they showed. They also showed in the gameplay trailer how like someone's walking over a bridge and they're fighting on top of the bridge while like, people are fighting below the bridge. So you can have like multiple elevations of fighting.
Mhm.
It also like shows you can like fly between cliffs and like jump over chasms to like do fights as well, which you couldn't do before. I think you couldn't like jump over gaps, like jump down or jump up to start fights, something like that.
Yeah, I think you'd have to like walk to a set of
Yeah,
stairs
you have to
or
walk and
whatever.
climb up, but very early impressions. It looks cool.
It does.
I definitely will want to see more.
Yeah,
like,
that's where I'm at.
Yes.
I want to see more.
You've hooked us. Now you got to reel us in.
The hook that gets me is it's a hardcore dungeon crawler. I'm all about hardcore dungeon crawlers, but the last Diablo wasn't that great as far as endgame goes. So I'm looking to see
Well,
how all
they-
that plays
They
out.
have changed it a lot
it is.
recently.
The people said it is a lot better now, but it's just like,
But
do you
fair
want to
enough.
go back?
that
and play
shows
it, right?
that it had room to grow.
Yep.
So
So yeah,
Um,
they're also changing the way loot works in Diablo 4. In Diablo 3, you had your legendary loot and you had your gear set loot. But the thing was that gear set loot was always better than straight up legendary loot.
yeah,
Like it in a way it does make sense, but at the same time, like you don't want to sacrifice, oh, it's a really cool legendary for a piece of gear set that may not do as much as that one legendary piece, right? So in this one they said that it goes like normal, common, and then or whatever that 3 tiers before you get to legendary and gear set. It's legendary gear set loot will be on the same exact level, so you can have like a gear set that's really good, but if you want to attach a legendary to it, you can, right? So you don't have to have like 6 out of 6 for the full bonus if you don't want
To sacrifice this really cool
yeah,
legendary that
sacrifice
you
for
found.
legendary, and also same
I like
with
that
like
decision.
the step up, which I can't remember the name of it, but then the step beyond that is mythic gear, which is
Sure.
like the highest end gear you can get.
Yeah. I
That's-
hope the
think
skill
that's
tree is
cool.
robust because I'm all about finding stupid off meta stuff that doesn't work. Curdle sticks, prime example. I don't know if you're in that game. Anyways, and just trolling people and my friends and myself with it.
Damn.
So I love doing that. Just doing cheesy, broken or not
Or
broken.
terrible.
So yeah,
know.
Diablo 4 definitely probably I think the best announcement out of the 4, in my opinion. I am the most excited.
It
about
was the
that.
one that, for me, anyways, that it appealed to me the most.
I am excited for it. Now I just gotta wait 7 more years for it to come out.
Watching that trailer. So you guys have
The
you
gameplay or the cinematic?
the cinematic? Have
Yeah.
you seen the most like the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones? 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen that tragedy.
I forgot. Okay. So you know the
Trying to
what-
like replace all memories of Game of Thrones.
what's the guy's
the
name?
one-eyed guy.
Yeah.
The
Did you
flame
not
sword
think?
there?
Okay, so you know the flame sword guy who's like been killed 5 times and brought back to life by the Lord of Light?
Oh my god, what's his name? Boros? No.
No.
I know exactly talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? The guy who has got the wrap around
Holy
his.
crap.
He looked exactly like that guy.
Okay, thank you. The guy on the bridge who had his head wrapped. I was like the whole
I
time. Like,
legit.
this is the Lord of Light guy.
I first saw him like, is this a Game of Thrones Blizzard made game?
Yeah, I was like, why is this guy in the game? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one because he was driving me nuts the entire time. All I saw was him.
What's his name, Ethan? Okay, okay.
And then I
Ethan's
saw
looking up.
like the other stuff of like no, this is Diablo. It's
Yeah,
definitely
okay.
Diablo.
Because the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, this is the Lord of Light guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much it for BlizzCon news. Go to the B.
Yeah, I was right. Boros.
It's not Boros.
It's not Boros though.
It's not Boros at all.
Barrack. Barrack
yeah.
Dondarrion.
Barrack Dondarrion. His death was sad. Spoilers, I don't give a fuck. I spoiled a bad season before you get over it.
And BlizzCon.
Yeah. So into some other news. This one's actually pretty cool. So Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has become the best-selling fighter game.
I had to correct you for
Ever.
a second. Best-selling party game.
Oh God, don't be one of those people. I swear to God. Don't be one of those people.
I'm
Smash
not.
Bros. Technically
I'm not.
isn't a fight. Oh, it's a fighting game.
I just wanted to.
You play a character, you fight the other character.
I
It's
just
a
wanted
fighting
to troll
game.
you.
God damn, Nick.
It worked out.
It has surpassed what people thought was the untouchable Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 has come out 7 times, 7 different iterations, and collectively has sold 15.5 million copies, which is a huge number.
Mm-hmm.
Smash Bros. Ultimate, as of the end of September 2019, 15.7.
Nice.
So as a series,
Smash Brothers is also the most selling
series, right?
series at
It's
just
like
over 50 mil,
something, right?
53 mil, I think. And the next highest, like Tekken, Street Fighter, all sitting around 45 to 47 million dollars
So if they've
But-
sold 15.7 million
in less than a
copies,
year.
does that include digital?
Probably.
I think so. I would
Maybe not,
assume,
though.
Because if it let's say for a second it doesn't include digital copies, that could be a lot bigger of that number too,
Yeah.
right? But
I
if
would
it-
assume for them to have an announcement about it. I'm going to
Who
double
announced
check.
it? Nintendo or somebody else?
I saw it on IGN. So
But didn't Nintendo announce?
Let
Because
me-
Nintendo doesn't usually reveal their digital download
Yeah.
numbers.
let me
That's the thing.
pull
So
up.
that's physical only. Then it could be a lot more than that.
That's true. But that's just crazy in less than a year that they've reached these numbers.
That means like 1/3 of Switch owners have Smash Bros. At least.
Yeah.
Sure.
And to put this in perspective, Smash Bros. Ultimate also in less than a year has become the second highest selling Switch game.
Only beaten by Breath of the Wild, I think.
Nope.
No. Odyssey, right?
Odyssey.
No.
No, it's not Odyssey. That's something else.
What's a game that everybody who has a Switch would probably buy? Doesn't matter what
Mario
games you
Kart.
play. Boom.
Yeah, it's the
So
Mario
the
game,
number one selling game on the Switch is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at just over $19 million or 19 million copies.
like half.
then
of
you
Switch owners
have-
own that game.
Oh wait, is it million? Is it dollars or copies?
Probably copies.
It is copies. I don't know why I wrote
There's
a dollar
like 40
sign.
million Switches in the wild, so at least half the
Yeah.
owners have Mario Kart.
I don't know why I wrote the dollar signs here. I'm special, but yeah. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold
Agreed,
just
you
over
are
19
special.
million copies. Super Smash Bros. At 15.7, and third, very close behind, is Odyssey at 15.38, and then Breath of the Wild's at 14.54. So all ridiculous numbers, but Smash Bros. Is killing it. for a game that's just come out. And people say it's funny that the game that has Ryu and Ken passed the game that has Ryu and Ken. But if you think about it, Smash Bros. Ultimate is essentially just like a celebration of fighting games,
Yeah,
because they've
really
included
is.
characters from so many franchises. They've included characters from a lot of big fighting games, especially since they have Terry coming in this month.
Terry, who's Terry?
Terry Bogard from
King of Fighters.
King of Fighters, which is like a super old
Oh,
fighting
right,
game.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like they're just celebrating. This game is just like giant like collaboration, like party celebration of fighting games. So it's cool just to see it doing this one. I just thought it was crazy.
Just
that
can't wait till they
add
add in the Three Houses character from Fire Emblem.
all 4 of them.
Give me Edelgard.
No, 5. You're gonna have male and female Byleth as playable Echo fighters, and then you'll have each of the house leaders.
I hope they add either Edelgard or Claude, because they don't have an archer or an axe wielder as a Fire Emblem character.
That's true. They don't have that.
I mean, like they could. Dimitri is a lance user, but like, eh.
Yeah. Anyways,
Melee
next
HD1.
piece.
Melee HD1. Zoom time, please.
Yeah.
With it doing this well, it'll never
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, it might with it doing that well.
Lol.
Probably not.
Nintendo's
Lol
probably just gonna keep
Kekber.
wanting. Did you just lol Kekber him?
Yeah,
Holy crap! That's a throwback to World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that stuff originated.
Watching Melee is like
It's horrible.
beautiful.
It's horrible. Like watching a kid paint on walls with markers.
Really?
Yeah.
You probably just don't understand it then.
No, I do. It's shit.
Fair enough.
from.
The movement in that game.
It's like, would you rather watch professional hockey from 1920s or watch professional hockey from now? It's like, why would you watch shit when they play with shit, and then we can watch the Golden Age play with Golden Age technology?
Fair.
They literally play with shit back in the 20s. It was a frozen horse
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Fair enough.
That was the puck. I'm not kidding about that.
That's disgusting.
But like,
And you
but
couldn't,
like,
you couldn't force
but you
pass
can't. You
either.
can't. I don't. If you were to make that comparison, you also have to be like, they remove like half of the ice, and like they remove like a skate, and then they remove the curve from the stick or something. I don't know, like all these cool things that make
The
hockey
sticks
cool
weren't
today.
curved back then.
Okay, or they remove like
there were,
handle.
there
It's
were
like
no
so you're not.
boards.
They're only mini sticks now or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
There's
different.
no plexiglass. There's
a
no
different game.
boards.
It's a different game.
Yeah, Ethan just died again in Red Dead.
Unfortunately.
So Ethan has Red Dead playing in the background, and his character just got freaking ruined.
His
I'm sorry.
died like
That was
5
hilarious.
times.
That's nice.
Nice.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, I can't wait to see the best Smash game continue to be the best Smash game forever on.
Melee HD won't happen even if people want it, because this game's doing this well.
Yeah, it's true.
Companies are driven by success and money, and it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. I know you want it bad, and I'm sure there's tons of people out there who do, but I
Yes,
don't see
you and all
Nintendo
other
doing
5
that.
other people want that game.
I think Melee's
I think there's
the
at
best.
least 6, Nick.
Let me just give
Melee's
7.
definitely the best for me. The best Smash game.
That's
Lol
fair.
Kekber.
Damn, twice in one day, Nick.
How many times I want.
So the next one is a sports article, Shamik, that you linked.
Forgot what I linked.
NCAA. If
Oh,
EA
right, yeah,
wants
yeah,
to
yeah.
make another NCAA game,
This is
they
hilarious.
will need to get the rights of every individual player.
This is never gonna happen.
That's almost never happening.
So there's
or
been talks
or
about
actually, if it does happen, it might happen like where
they'll have to.
player contracts, like the lawyers will have to do like a group contract or something to get all the players' rights.
But the thing is, like,
Like if you enter the NCAA,
NCAA players aren't paid. They have no rights. They
True,
literally have no
'cause they're
rights.
students.
Yeah.
They're
They're
student
students.
athletes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
considered student athletes. So they have
but
literally
I'm sure they sign
no
some
contractual,
contract.
no contractual rights. Like nothing.
Don't they sign a contract though?
I don't think so. Like you literally just either you have to make the team and keep your grade up. That's
Okay,
it.
so basically what's going to happen is EA is going to pay the NCAA, and the players are going to see no money.
No, I think the players would need to get paid from this. But like I think what Nick's saying is they don't
No,
get
but
paid.
I think what is going to happen.
The players will never be played because they're student athletes, not professionals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
But as soon as you pay them, they're not student athletes anymore.
Sure.
That's the thing. That's the whole
Yeah, yeah.
That's the whole game behind
Exactly.
NCAA. The
And
NCAA is like this money grubbing
Yeah, yeah,
crap
yeah.
organization in the United States that profits off of students. But that paying the students never gonna happen. It will
agree.
never happen.
I agree. Which is why I think EA is going to pay the NCAA to do some kind of lawyering to get all these
But I don't think
rights.
that would be a lot of money for EA to fork over for something that might not.
Unless the
give them-
NCAA makes it cheap.
That's not gonna happen. No.
I just don't see like outside of the states who's buying this game.
Fair.
Nobody. or very little people, right?
Yeah.
I think
Like,
the
if you're-
diehard football fans elsewhere, like
most
American
people-
football fans.
Yeah, but most people are gonna follow NFL, right? You're gonna
Yeah.
follow the top, that's not to say that there's not somebody, in Asia or
College
in Europe
football
who's a
and
fan of
college
college
basketball
football.
are pretty
Football
big.
is probably just as popular as NFL in the States.
Yeah, but like if you live in Europe, you're probably not too like. It's going to be a very small number of people, I would guess,
Yeah.
that are going to care about NCAA. And to me, needing to make this deal with the NCAA and have them come up with some contract that includes all 30,000 players. And you have to do this every year because the rosters are going to change. Students graduate, get drafted, new students come up. And then you have to pay for the licensing rights for the school logos, for the
Which they
school,
do.
which like that just seems like a huge
It does.
headache and financial commitment for a game that I do not think will be a huge thing
Fair.
for them.
But if there's a way to do it cheaply, it
If
might
they
happen.
could find a way to do it cheaply and headache free, sure. But as this article put it out, it looks like it'd be a very frustrating
Yeah.
process, and I just don't think a company would be willing to go
Probably
through
not.
all this hassle for a very localized sport. If this was FIFA,
True.
for sure, because that shit sells like hotcakes. FIFA is like one of EA's
International,
most profitable
really.
things. Soccer is the biggest sport in the world,
Mhm.
or football, as the non-North Americans call it, because we're weird and stole your name.
Oh,
Quick
they're
aside,
Well,
TFC.
I blame the
back,
Americans. Us Canadians, we're friendly. We want
TFC.
to call it football, but the Americans
Yeah.
did it, so we're sorry.
TFC back in the MLS finals for the third time in 4 years.
Which is also nuts because they were not supposed to be that good this year.
they fucking made it so
And of
bad.
course, they're going up against Seattle again,
Yeah, part 3, baby.
part 3.
Without outdoor though, which sucks.
Oh, I thought he was playing
He's
for it.
not playing.
Well, they won the other 2 games without him, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is pretty funny. I don't think this will ever happen though. I think this is just like
Fair enough.
30,000 people. If they don't get somebody to like unionize this or to get somebody whatever, they would literally have to sign a contract with every single player to get them in the game.
Well, they don't.
That would be the stupidest
Yeah,
thing.
there's no way.
Well, they
that's
could they give each team one big contract, and like for this to work, every player would need to sign it, right? If one player doesn't sign it, I'm not gonna go through.
Yeah.
But
Big.
this is not happening.
No, I just
the NCAA could make it happen. It could be like if you don't sign this contract, you don't.
they
get
would
into the
probably
league.
only do it if it was profitable for them,
Yeah.
which makes me wonder: is it profitable for EA to be able
Exactly.
to make it
That's what it comes
profitable
down
for the
to.
NCAA, right?
Yep.
Because they're
Yep.
going to be like, send us a big amount of cash, and EA would be like, is it worth this amount of cash? So it's pretty
Oh,
funny
Comes
though.
down to.
What's up next?
Game
know.
that you're super looking forward
Dreams.
to. More details came out, but something that's what most people would perceive as a good thing, you're not too big on.
Yeah. So apparently Keanu Reeves has double the screen time in this game now. I'm not digging it.
So yeah,
But
he-
was this before or after he's on the project? Like before he started, so he
I
was
don't
all
know.
revealed that he is this Johnny, whatever his name,
Silverhand.
Silverhand character that will play will be a good chunk of the game. So is this like because he read it, he liked the script so much. So was this before or after he read the script? Like I'm saying, like
Either way.
he was contracted to come work on be this character, and he was given this amount of screen time,
Yeah.
and then he liked this so much, he wanted to become more a part of it. So is this news being on old, like a thing that's old, or that's actually happening right now?
I think it's old news.
I think it's old. I think this
I think this happened a couple
makes
years
sense.
ago, early
Yeah.
in development,
Yeah.
when he found out that this was a lot of fun and he wanted a bigger role. And the trailer we saw revealing him was product of him wanting that
probably.
bigger role.
I don't think he'd be in that trailer. It's a big reveal if
Exactly.
his role wasn't so prominent
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
game.
So why is this something that you're not happy about?
I'm just trying to play by myself alone.
So you don't want this companion?
I don't want companions at all in this game.
But you technically don't have companions in the game. He's there for certain story moments.
Mm.
He's a
Doesn't he like live in your head or something?
he does, but he's there for narrative pieces. He's not always there.
Oh, why?
Cousin, let's go bowling.
I mean, if it's not super invasive,
you don't want
I
something
guess,
like that?
No, if it's not super invasive, I guess I can deal with it.
I don't think it's surprising. I think he'll just be there for like moments of like narrative, but just beyond playing the game, I think he's like won't be there. He's not going to be an
But like,
invasive.
if he's always chattering in my head, I'm like,
But he's breathtaking. It's Keanu.
whatever. I don't know him. I don't know if he's a good person or a bad person.
Apparently, he's a very
What was it?
friendly
What was the
person.
movie I got you to watch? The Always My Maybe. Where I punched Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god, the movie was pretty funny.
There's one part where like
Is this
they
an
go-
old movie?
No, it's like
Recent. It was with Ali Wong and some other.
Keanu
a
Reeves
net-
has been in a new
it-
movie that
it's-
isn't John Wick.
Yeah, it's a Netflix
What?
movie. He's kind of like a
It's a
special
cameo.
guest, right?
Oh, okay.
But basically, he's the boyfriend of is it the Ali Wong?
Ali Wong, yeah.
And they go on a dinner date, and he's like very eccentric and very like, yo, kind of thing.
Okay.
And they bring it. They also then they go back to his house, his apartment, and the main character punches Keanu Reeves in the face.
He plays himself in the
Yeah,
movie.
Keanu Reeves plays himself.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's probably the best part of the movie. Then Keanu Reeves gets them an Uber, but it's an Uber pool.
Oh God.
That's the best part of that scene.
It's like so good.
Oh,
The whole
God.
time he's talking about how he's so generous and how he's like such a great person.
Then he gets an Uber
He
pool.
gets them an Uber pool. It's great.
God damn.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, so you don't like Keanu Reeves in your game? Fine, whatever. I will play it, and be like, Keanu, be my wife.
Be my wife.
I like it when he doesn't talk in movies, like The Matrix and John Wick.
Is this something about his voice?
No, I don't know. I actually haven't seen him in movies where he talks a lot. So
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Ubisoft has come out and basically said that they want crossplay to be a thing in all
right.
their PvP games.
for this applies for The Division and
Siege
Siege,
and
Ghost Recon.
Breakpoint's PvP.
Yeah.
So
So-
they're Tom Clancy games.
What
essentially.
happened? Like people were like
Sony said yes.
4 years ago, everyone was like, "No, mine." Stay away.
Sony said yes.
And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Crossplay, everyone."
Yeah.
It can't just be that.
No, I'm kidding. But
How are they making money off this? That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure
they're
out.
making it gives smallerish games the player-based population to survive.
True.
yes.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
That-
On
That's
top of
why.
that, I think it's that the first couple companies started doing it, and the community feedback was positive.
Yeah.
And then the people who said no, like Sony, you have a whole bunch of people going, Sony, you're freaking assholes. How could they not do that? And your public, like, it looks bad on you to be
But
the
like
only
it's like
one.
two
not-
people out of 100 people.
No,
know what I'm
not
saying?
necessarily. It's like
I don't think the
Rock-
community is as big as the community likes to think it is.
It's definitely not. There's definitely
No,
like,
it's definitely still like the vocal minority, but
You think they
it's
care
still-
about that?
but what's
probably.
cool is that like because Rocket League really wanted to start, so Rocket League wanted crossplay between like the Xbox and like the PlayStation, right? But Sony was like, nah, fuck you. But you can still do crossplay between PC and Xbox and PC and PS4,
yeah.
but you couldn't do all three together.
And
And then Fortnite, came
came in.
around and was like, we want crossplay. And then eventually it happened. Then now Call of Duty has it. Destiny has cross save, and they've hoped to eventually implement crossplay one day. But like crossplay just makes sense because like if you have you have 7 other friends, all 8 of you play video games. Well, let's say like 3 of you like to play on PlayStation, and the other 5 like to play on Xbox. Well, obviously the 3 playing on PlayStation are gonna be separate from whatever the other 5 are doing on Xbox. So as soon as crossplay comes in, all of a sudden you all play the same exact game. You can all play together.
Yeah.
You can now play private MLG 4-on-4 matches of Halo,
You don't have to worry about
finding 3 other random people. Or
yeah,
stuff
being like,
that.
oh, I'm the kid who got an Xbox while all my friends got
Or
PlayStations.
like 5 people have for say a Destiny raid when they hopefully they eventually play crossplay one day. 5 you play on Xbox or PlayStation. You need one more guy. Your other friend has the other console. Doesn't matter. Crossplay.
Yeah.
It just works. Like
I'm sure there's somewhere down at like where they see that it's also profitable or in their interest because Sony and Microsoft at the end of the day, they hold the market for platforms. They want to stay competitive, but I think this is just the way that gaming's going, and this is
Sure.
the future. And I think a lot of companies that have been pushing for it have kind of put pressure on
I
these
think-
developers and these console owners to make this a thing. And I think a company like Ubisoft coming out and saying this is what we want, it's another good thing. Another one of the big guys is coming out and saying this is how gaming needs to evolve. This is where we need to get to.
and I really
Where-
think Xbox has really seen that future first.
oh yeah,
'Cause
100%.
They want to put their games on everything. Crossplay, cross-save, doesn't matter. They're except Halo and Gears, I think Forza, all their first-party games, other than those 3, will be on everything else.
Yep.
So you can probably guarantee to see like whatever Obsidian puts out will maybe be in the PS4. Whatever what's the other company? Team Ninja. Part of their new games being revealed at the Xbox event in a couple of
Oh
weeks.
really?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
That might be on PS4 as well because
Yeah.
Xbox we want gamers to play our game. So no matter what you play on,
Yeah,
you're able to
where
play
they
our
are.
game,
Yeah.
right? long as you're not playing Halo, Gears, or Forza.
Yeah.
Looking
Those
forward
are
to it.
the babies they keep just a little closer.
Yeah,
Forward to
they
it.
gotta have some exclusives, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't just give out everything, because then what's the point of buying Xbox and you buy Halo and PS4, right?
Yeah. So I think that's it for news. No. Oh no,
did
you
have-
had the Battlefield thing you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't write that down.
So we talked a little bit about Battlefield last week about how
They're gonna take a little bit of a break. They're gonna put it
Right.
in,
The back
let
burner
it
for
let it
now.
let it cook a little longer. Let it stew in the back burner, and come out in 2022 and more
I think
focus on
more than just Ubisoft.
Apex and
got,
stuff.
I think more than Ubisoft got
So-
a little taken aback by their section of Breakpoint.
something
Yeah.
specifically, really quick, I just want to mention they're doing something in Battlefield, socially, competitively, and multiplayer wise that they haven't done before. What that means, I don't know. Hopefully, it's good. 'Cause I always like to see
They're
Battlefield
throwing around
succeed.
some buzzwords, so hopefully there's some actual
Social
buzz.
gaming, competitive gaming, new things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully there's some cool features, and those aren't just kind of words thrown out for the sake of being words.
Also, final thing to mention: the League of Legends World Championship
Yes.
semifinals
That's what I was gonna
have
say.
been going on. This last semifinal match between SK Telecom T1. Oh, I think they changed their brand name. I don't think they're called that anymore.
They're
I
called
think
just T1.
T1 versus G2 Esports was the single most viewed esports event of all time, breaking in about 4 million viewers.
Is that including the Chinese viewers?
No.
Okay, because I know a lot of times they'll come up with the stats and not including, and I'm pretty sure they have the most viewers.
Yep.
I don't,
For
'cause I
these
don't know if you
events.
can get those stats.
In North
Yeah.
America
So that's North America alone.
or the Western world,
Okay.
west of the Great Firewall.
Okay.
So
That's some huge numbers. I personally haven't seen I've only seen part of the first series, and I haven't seen any of the G2 SKT series because it happened during Extra Life. So I'm definitely gonna go back and watch those because
they were
I've been
good.
queuing up with Worlds,
fun to watch.
and that was a series that was one of the most hyped ones that I really want to see. So I'm gonna go back and watch it. But
I was
wow,
I was a
the
little
result was not what I expected when I saw that score come up.
I was a little disappointed by G2 actually. I think they played a little sloppy.
Really?
Same with SKT. I'm always on. I'm looking for perfection in League of Legends,
Not getting that
and
at any level.
or something close to it. And I thought both teams played very sloppily.
Okay.
If you want perfection, go back and watch Season 3 and 4 Korean teams.
True. So G2,
G2, baby.
they
EU
took
hype.
out the number 1 LCK
Yep.
seed. They beat Faker, and they were the first team to defeat SKT at Worlds,
Not
not
out.
in the finals.
Hmm.
So
Or group stage.
So the final
Yeah.
now is between FPX.
and then the other bracket, we have FPX who took down IG,
Mhm.
another team that I think all three of us last week said that we thought IG was going to win.
Definitely did.
I remember saying it was going to be a close series because I thought FPX was a little stronger than people were giving them credit for.
Yeah.
But I did not think an FPX win would happen, and if it did, I did not think it would be in 4.
I didn't think it'd be the Shy throwing the game.
Yeah,
Same.
and that was the funny thing is that we were all talking about how the Shy had just taken over in that quarterfinal series, and he looked like the best top laner, and he made mistakes. I
He-
haven't seen game 2 yet. I've seen game 1, 3, and 4,
I'm gonna accuse.
and game 4 was straight up him throwing the game.
I feel like
5
Sword was
times.
cosplaying as Sword.
I'm gonna.
As,
the
the Shy,
the Shy that
the
day,
Sword,
yeah.
I'm gonna accuse the Shy of win trading.
Yeah.
Someone's transferred some fat stacks into
Yeah,
his
if
bank
you look
account.
into his bank records, he might have just made a shit ton of money. But which series do we want to like? Do we want to? Have you seen all of it or no?
I've seen bits. I've seen most of. I might rewatch the SKT G2 series, but I've seen pretty much all of FPX IG.
Okay.
So, which
So I guess
FPX
let's start with that one. That's
Okay.
the one I've seen the most of. I just haven't seen game 2.
My main problem with that series is the terrible drafts from IG coming out of that series.
Yeah.
Continuously putting what's his name, the jungler
Ning
Ning,
on Gregus.
yeah, and not taking advantage of the top lane, not doing anything around the map proactively between the first 15 minutes.
Ning has very much goes from hero to zero to zero to hero and hero to zero very quickly in games, especially in game 2, where it was that clusterfuck.
That's the one I'm gonna watch today because I haven't seen it yet. I heard that it was like 60 kills, like
It was
insanity.
ridiculous. It was like IG won team fight, FPX won team fight, IG won team fight, FPX won team fight. It just went back and forth until it was over.
Watching the first game,
Yeah.
like IG was winning lanes. They had the winning lanes. I will say they didn't get as much pressure off in the Quinn and Syndra lane as they could
They've-
have.
Teams are playing. I don't know
But-
what's.
Then they just inted. They got wrecked by Kiona Rumble like 3 fights in a row. They just kept going in these chokes and
Oh,
just
yeah.
getting. And I was like,
I never
oh my
realized
God,
how
FPX.
like deadly Kiana Rumble could be.
yeah,
It's like you
it's
Kiana ult them on a
nasty.
wall, Rumble ult on top of them. It's just like, oh wow, they're dead.
Yeah, and if they're not
Right.
dead, they're limping away. They can't contest a fight. And I did say you guys last week. It said Doomby was the worst of 4 mid laners. He looks pretty versatile at playing like a whole bunch of different stuff. Nautilus, AP Nautilus mid. He had
Apparently,
a
he's famous for
Predator,
that.
Predator Rumble, but like, and you go, oh, that's some weird picks, but he freaking popped off on them. So he could be that X factor in the finals because his pool is just so different from what any other mid laner goes up against.
I don't know what to think anymore of professional League of Legends. Like
because of
my
stuff
brain
like this.
is so discombobulated. I don't know I don't know if my reads on the meta are completely off.
There is no meta.
I don't know what's going on. Like
The meta is EU hype, baby.
the meta is probably EU hype. I don't know, but like it's weird. League of Legends is in a I guess fun to watch state right now, but I don't know. It's so foreign to me. It's so alien to me, and I have no idea what to think or how to analyze any
Yeah.
of these games.
And then G2
Look,
beating
I'm
SKT. Like what?
I'm gonna go before I say anything else. I fully thought G2 would give SKT the fight of their lives. I thought SKT would pull out in the end. I had a little bit of hope that G2 would win, but did not fully believe in it. But right now, baby, I'm on that G2 hype train, and I'm going with them all the way back to the finals.
I don't know what it is. I think a lot of players have had performances that I thought they would have better performances or worse performances. Like maybe it's jet lag, maybe it's stage pressure. Like who knows? Maybe these guys were really feeling it on stage, and
Well, I mean,
it's just
getting
like
bigger every year, more viewers, louder, right? So
I'm excited. Like SKT at G2 was fun to watch. It was like SKT and G2 were almost like neck and neck between like the early and mid game, and then G2 just outplay SKT late game every time. Which
G2 won from behind multiple
Which
times.
is funny. The opposite, MSI, G2 had amazing early and mid game against SKT, but kind of like didn't have the greatest late game. And then in the world is like our late game beat your late game. Like it was. I'm telling you, man, G2 thing to believe in.
and you know what? This is where I fully admit and my doubts on G2. You know, going into this finals, everyone's hyping them. They're like, oh, G2's like, it's insane. And I'm thinking, okay, domestically, they're nuts. They had a good MSI.
I don't buy that they're insane.
But I'm like, they still haven't been tested in best of fives
Yeah.
against world-class teams because you can, like, an MSI, you know, a lot of teams come in weaker. They got their pass there from earlier. Like IG's a perfect example. IG and MSI was not the IG that won Worlds last year at all, right? And I thought, you know, G2's going to do well. But
They
I
wanted
just,
to give TL an easy time at MSI.
Yeah. I don't see them winning Worlds. And then they beat Damwon, who I thought was going to beat them. And I guess you know, a lot of people said G2, and obviously me picking Damwon was kind of a
Chat
but
predicted Damwon to win.
yeah, but I was like, wow, okay. But they're going up against SKT. There's no way they're going to beat the best LCK team with Faker.
Mm-hmm.
And they won in 4 games.
Yeah.
So I'm not done. I'm not going to doubt
You know,
G2 anymore. Like,
it's such an interesting
Maybe you should
conversation.
to keep winning.
they're
think that-
just insane.
I think that touches a little bit. It's such an interesting conversation of like who is like the better team versus who is the better team in that match on the day on stage.
Yeah.
And G2 just continuously keeps showing up, and no one can do anything about it.
And if they win this, they're the first team to win both domestics, MSI,
Right.
and Worlds in
Yeah.
1 year,
Grand
and they're
Slam.
going to do it on home soil.
yeah.
This is a European tournament. That's huge.
Yeah.
And you know, who do I know? Like, do I know who's going to win the finals? I have no freaking idea. This
Me
world,
too.
this world has just been unpredictable as hell. I don't know what's going to happen, but G2 could make like
Mhm.
such a huge statement for saying that they are one of the best teams that has ever played League of Legends.
And
If they win this
as
tournament,
an
even if
NA
they
fan-
don't, they still can make that thing. But if they win this tournament, they are going to go up as one of the best rosters to
Yep.
play League.
Yeah, I
And
think
all
that's true.
all domestic European players. Not one of them was an import.
That's another thing right there.
NA.
I think as an NA fan, I'll be able to ride the coattails
This is what I wish I could.
European
I wish
success.
I was an NA fan watching an NA team do this.
Yeah.
This would be like, we just
Soon TM, maybe.
no, there's no team.
If we're not a for fun region next year.
Or
We'll see.
but-
we'll
but
see. TL
just-
still sucks.
And you know what? There's part of me that was like, I didn't want G2 to win. You know, they've got this like cocky, like, oh, we're the best.
Maybe that's what it
attitude.
takes.
But fuck it. You know
Maybe
what?
that's what it takes.
But the thing is, sure, they're going to be cocky, we're the best, but they're proving they're the best. They just keep winning. So at some point, is it cocky or do they just know they're that good? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like there's cocky where you can't back it up. They're backing it up. And whether I enjoy them being like that or not, they're backing up all their words. So I got to give them credit. And this will be the first time since season 1 that a European team will have will
Could
will
be a
have
champion.
won if they win against FPX. And season 1, you know, League wasn't really, it wasn't an organized thing. It was just some tournament they had at DreamHack. So this is gonna be a huge thing. Or we have China take home 2 years in a row. So
I think G2 can do it.
yeah. So predictions. What do you guys think? Obviously, it's a coin toss because nobody
I
the
don't
hell
know.
knows what's going on in this world. But
G2 3-1.
G2 3-1.
3-1.
Sean
Another
Mac.
3-1.
I just think G2 has it all.
Yeah, I will say G2 3-2.
And I will say,
But I don't want to knock FPX. They had an easy group. They also had an easy quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And they had a somewhat easy.
see, I still don't buy that. I still don't buy
You
that.
don't think so?
I think they just outplayed Fnatic. I think Fnatic.
I think
I think
Fnatic.
Fnatic choked.
I think Fnatic outplayed themselves.
Yes.
I honestly
Hardcore.
think that
I don't
because like the
know.
Fnatic we saw that took G2 to 5 games was not the Fnatic at Worlds.
No,
100%.
not
It
even
was
close.
But
not.
day 2, they were out of their mind.
Okay, but on that day against
You don't think that the quarterfinals Fnatic was close to day 2 Fnatic?
no.
No, not at all. Not one.
Which is
single
why
bit.
it's interesting to say like who's a better team versus who's a better team in that match.
I feel like you guys just aren't giving enough credit to FPX in that series.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Because then
But
you
I think
look,
some of
then
some
you
of
look
it,
at IG, who dismantled Griffin, mind you, sword straight inted, then just got taken out in 4 games by FPX. And I'm not saying that FPX is going to be G2, but I'm just saying I think FPX.
but I think there's an argument to be made as well that IG also had some failings that's it.
The
For
IG
sure.
that played this tournament is not the IG that won Worlds last year. The IG
No.
you could tell last year at Worlds IG was like this unstoppable
That's
monster.
not even my
But they're
argument.
the IG that beat Griffin.
Yes, that's my thing. I don't think the IG that beat Griffin was the IG that played against
Okay.
FPX.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like FPX deserves to be considered.
Yeah, they're consistent.
Because
they're
they
consistent.
have won
I agree.
2 best of 5s.
I agree, which is
and
why I
won their
said
group,
3-2.
which I will say, the group for sure was an easy group. But, you know,
I agree.
it's going to be a close series.
I think so.
And my prediction is going G2 as well. I'm stopping not believing in them because I can only be wrong so many damn times. But I want to say it's going to be a 3-2, and I think FPX is going to take a 2-1 lead. I think G2 is going to win 4-5.
Oh, bold prediction.
Yeah, I think FPX will have a 2-1 lead at some point, whether it's 2-0 and they get reverse swept. I doubt that. But I think they will take game 3 to make it 2-1, and I think G2 with their backs against the wall will pull out the clutch 4-5 wins and win the series. In
I
5.
don't even think FPX will get a lead in the series. I think G2 won the first 2 games, FPX won the third, and G2 won the fourth.
Because G2 subs in their support.
Like
Pulls an SKT.
it's like we're bringing in Armada for the win.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. Effort looked so terrible in that series too. So
That's fair.
whatever.
I guess we'll see. Sunday, 7 a.m.
November 10th.
I'm excited for that. That's gonna be a fun series, and I will be able to watch it. So.
10, 11, 19. That is a date code
Uh-huh.
format.
Right, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were.
I think that's it. That does it for this episode.
Yeah.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here in chat. If you have been, it's been myself, Nick P, and Brad Crab on the 3 Can Play podcast. You can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at 3 Can Play podcast. Check us out. With peace and love, 3 Can Play out.